Yeah.
Yes.
Mind control.
Can you imagine just a big fucking jacked up dude like Juggernaut, but his power is like.
Did that work?
Like moving things with his brain. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Terror Trio. My name is Micah,
Oh, I'm Drew.
I'm Eugene.
and joining us, a very, very special guest. I've been trying forever to get on here, and finally we got the opportunity.
Yeah, it was real hard.
It was so hard. We had to talk to his agents. We had to talk to Pee Wee Herman and a couple other Canadians. But they said, yes, you could finally have RJ City on the show. Hi, RJ.
Hey, this is fun. Huh? Enough about me. Let's get to the news. I want to know what's happening in the world of horror. You know, the latest stuff.
We'll get to that in a second, man. RJ,
been
thanks a lot.
waiting
Thanks a lot for
patiently.
being here, man. I know you're really excited about the news.
Yeah.
Just a little bit about RJ. We met like 9 years ago, 8 years ago.
Sure, I guess. I don't
Yeah.
really. Whatever.
Something like that.
Yeah.
RJ's a SAG actor up in Canada.
Yeah, well, actually, they call it ACTRA.
They call
Oh.
it what?
ACTRA.
Actra.
So I think it's the Alliance or Association of Canadian Television and Radio Artists.
Oh.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah.
That's fancy.
Yeah, and then I get a nice magazine every month with a picture of Art Hindle on the cover. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Also, Art Hindle, real limp handshake.
Really?
Yeah, not in the fun Sammy Davis Jr. way, in the I'm too good to shake your hand way.
Mm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so
The
that's my
fish
beef
handshake.
with Art Hindle.
So I met RJ through doing wrestling shows, and there's one thing I can't stand is limp handshakes, because that's how the whole like that. Oh, hi, how are you? I'm Micah, and you reach your hand out, and it's just like shaking a wet noodle.
Yeah.
Oh God, I hate that.
Yeah.
My grandfather is one of those, like, you could tell a lot by a man by his handshake kind of guys.
Yeah.
So I'm like firm handshake,
Because
eye
you couldn't
contact.
scroll their Instagram.
No.
Oh.
So the handshake was all you had.
That was it. That's how you got to know people.
But sorry, back to Art Hindle.
Yeah.
The wonderful Art Hindle, who was in
Huh?
one of the greatest Canadian horror movies of all time. Anyone? Children? You shit little trio?
Am I
Can't figure this out?
gonna My Bloody Valentine?
No.
No.
Okay.
Black Christmas.
Oh.
The original Black Christmas.
Wonderful.
I
Yeah.
didn't know that was
Nice.
Canadian.
Yeah.
Who did he play?
Yeah.
Andrea Martin's in it.
Oh.
Mm.
Look at you.
Yeah, a young one though. I
Well-
don't know. I can't remember what he was. A
Yeah.
guy. I think it was.
He
just
was a
cop.
guy.
He was also in
Just in it.
Porky's.
Porky.
Okay.
That's a good
Porky's
movie.
2 or
You know,
something.
Classic.
Nothing
Porky's
better than
Revenge.
some good old fashioned comedy where you could like stick your crank through a hole in the wall, and
But that was like prime, like that. Meatballs. There was a good
Yeah.
era.
it was a
of,
good
Like,
it was a good time. Those
Stripes.
movies would never fly now.
no.
No.
Also,
No,
they're
no.
not very good.
No, actually they're pretty
Like,
terrible.
It's not like you go, oh, like Blazing Saddles couldn't fly now, but it's still a very good movie.
Yes.
Porky's was terrible.
It was
It
so
was.
So was
bad.
Meatballs.
Like they depended on that like really offensive comedy type thing. in
Yeah,
order
which
to
is
be
just
funny.
not comedy.
That's all
No,
they
yeah.
had.
Yeah,
That's
it
like
was
They
for
redid it again with American Pie. So
Yeah.
American
Yeah.
Pie was pretty
Yeah,
much.
It's for
yeah, it
these
was the same deal.
teen boys who don't have access to legitimate pornography.
Well, yeah, now everyone has it. These cell phones where like
Right,
Yeah.
back in the
fingertips.
right at your fingertips. Where like
You
back in
can't
the
search
day,
for it unless
like,
you get a firm handshake.
Like we would be like Sears catalogs and like USA Up All Night. Like maybe we'll see side boob. Now these kids are spoiled.
You know who had a lot of breasts for me? It was a nice hack. Monty Python as a
Huh.
child. I was
Yeah.
like, wow, this is a real breast parade. Yeah.
Benny
Love
Hill too.
Yeah. Oh,
Benny
yeah.
Hill had major
Benny
boobage.
Hill was like the British version of like Porky's and Meatballs.
Yes.
They were gonna say Benny Hill was like the British version of Monty Python.
Yes. In many ways, yes.
Look, wait. Where's he going with this?
You guys had to get really creative back in the day, and
You did.
you did, and you know
And it worked.
I respect it.
Can
Mhm.
I'm sorry. Can I
Yes.
throw out a movie? I know we're going all over the place already.
This is exactly how I expected
it just
today
popped
to be.
in my head, and I think you guys have you ever seen The Devil's Rain?
No.
No.
Okay.
How old
It
is this one?
Very old, 70s.
Ooh.
It stars Ernest Borgnine,
Oh Jesus.
who you'll remember
Yeah.
as being married to Ethel Merman.
Mhm.
And Ernest
God.
Borgnine is also, what's the name of the two superheroes on SpongeBob?
Oh, Mermaid
Barnacle
Man.
Boy.
Barnacle Boy.
Yeah, he did the voice
Tim-
of the other one.
They
Tim
both.
Conway.
Tim Conway passed away
So
recently.
this movie is obviously terrible. It's about a
Oh my
cult or whatever.
God.
Oh, it
But-
starts with an upside down cross. That's awesome.
John Travolta is in it as basically an extra. He might have one or two lines because he was just starting out.
Oh, it's the Devil's Rain, like RAIN.
Yeah, like rain, like wet
yeah,
rain.
It's like an
That's-
acid rain. There's William
Shatner.
Shatner.
Now, John Travolta is in this movie. He has like one line, but after it was made before it came out is when Travolta got like Saturday Night Fever and all that.
Yeah.
So they promoted the movie as starring John Travolta.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah.
Genius,
So people
really.
would go
That's like,
watch it.
It's like, are you aware of the movie Midnight Meat Train
Yes.
with Bradley Cooper?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like after like that came out like already after like
There's
Bradley
Ernest
Cooper was.
Borgnine. He turns into this goat man.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
This looks
Actually, it's an
amazing.
improvement.
He was also in Escape from New York.
Yes, he was.
As
He was Cabby.
Yeah.
So.
This is-
there
Oh
you
my god,
go.
that's Mermaid Man.
Yeah.
Wow, I've never seen him.
And
like,
he
in,
had
like,
sex with Ethel Merman.
Good for him.
Yeah.
What a that's
So,
like bucket
look at
list
that
stuff right
stash.
there.
Yeah.
He
like
lived
Tom
a
Skerritt.
life. He
Yeah,
definitely lived
seriously.
a life.
But yeah, really sad about Tim Conway passing away too. But he was so old. I mean, he was Dorf.
Yeah, he was Dorf.
He was Dorf.
What an incredible series of films. Oh, wow. This is some hot stuff here.
I remember like being a kid and watching like infomercials with like Dorf, like the
is
just going
great.
fishing and stuff. Yeah, it was.
Also,
great.
another one of my favorite film series, Tim Conway and Don Knotts and the Apple Dumpling Gang.
Okay, I'm not aware of that.
Yeah.
I'm not aware of that.
They did like it's kind of like a heist Western. They're two cowboys and they're pulling off a heist. There's handsome.
There
Ernest
he
Borgnine
is without the makeup.
when he's
Okay.
not a goat.
Oh my god.
Yeah, he always had very prominent eyebrows.
Yeah, there. Ooh, see, Ernest Borgnine, Eddie Albert, William Shatner with no eyebrows, Keenan Wynn, Ida Lupino.
Oh my
Everyone's
God.
kind of good in this.
Yeah.
Anton LaVey, awkward.
Wait, what? What is going on? How come I
Tom
don't know
Skerritt.
about this
Wow.
movie? Tom Skerritt's in
Tom
this?
Skerritt. He's got a huge mustache in this.
Holy crap, we have to
Bigger
watch
than
this.
normal.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
RJ, thank you for
Yeah, no problem.
the one other because RJ knows how big we are into horror, and this is a few years
Well, yeah,
ago.
because it's kind of the title of your.
Oh,
good.
the Terror Trio. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So,
Whoops.
but this is just before the podcast. RJ got us. You told us about a short, The Legend of Beaver Dam.
Oh god.
Pat, if you could bring that up, that'd be really cool.
So I was in a movie called Monster Brawl, and it was at
Were
this
you?
film festival in Toronto. And before it, they played this short called The Legend of what? Legend of Beaver Dam. And it blew me away. It is so good. It's
It
the
is.
perfect mix of horror and comedy.
and rock
And it
music.
stars-
and rock music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sean Cullen, who's the leader there, and he's a Toronto comedian, Canadian
He
guy.
was fucking funny in this.
He's great. The
Yeah.
whole thing is great. It's one of those things where, like, wow, was that actually 8 minutes? It felt incredibly satisfying.
It's actually 5.
Yep.
It's 5 minutes?
11
5
seconds.
And it made the movie I was in look terrible in comparison.
okay. The
Oh my
movie you
God.
were in itself was terrible.
yeah.
Yeah, but
But it was also amazing.
I always say to people, if you enjoy overdosing on prescription medication, I would do that and then watch Monster Ball.
Okay.
Yeah.
Real quick, Monster Ball came out in 2012, right?
Sure.
Uh,
Don't, like, I don't know.
I could
Are you
only
writing the notes?
No,
You
no,
have
no.
the
Actually,
pad.
okay. So Drew and I recently watched Monster
Oh,
Brawl.
God.
Like
Just
yesterday morning.
Yesterday,
we watched it.
we were
Wow.
just like, let's fucking watch Monster Brawl.
Yeah.
Was you're right. Drugs. Would
Where
have been
was
very
this?
helpful.
Where was this filmed? Was it in like a
It's filmed
warehouse?
in
Was
Collingwood in a warehouse.
it? Okay, I figured.
And they were shooting another movie simultaneously. They were overlapping called
Were-
Exit Humanity.
Were they sharing the set?
I think parts of it, but they ended up Exit Humanities. I think mostly outside.
Oh,
Okay.
Um,
Mad props to the set because it looked like a
The set's
really.
amazing.
It looked like a really good haunted house facade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it looked so good.
Um,
And but with Dave Foley doing commentary over there.
Dave Foley and Art Hindle
Yes.
doing commentary.
yes. Yes.
But I mean, the cast is just so weird.
It makes no sense
Who
at all. Like
were-
we were
Kevin
watching the
Nash.
rolling credits.
Okay, Kevin Nash plays a sadistic lieutenant.
Yes.
Yeah.
Robert Maillet, was Kurgan, and he's in
Okay.
all the Guillermo del Toro's in
Mhm.
Pacific Rim.
Yeah.
He's in the
Was it
Robert
Sherlock
Downey
Holmes?
Jr. Yeah,
Yes.
Sherlock
Yeah.
Holmes. Yeah.
Who
He's
else
actually
is in
a
it?
good actor.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
The young lady who wrestles as
Lady bitch
Witch
bitch
Bitch?
witch.
Rosemary?
Witch bitch. Oh,
Yes.
Okay, that was
Was that
Rosemary.
right?
Holy
Oh,
shit.
who's better at wrestling than you, motherfuckers?
Oh,
so
clearly
I
it was
even
crap.
said it.
Clearly,
Yeah.
you
I
wouldn't
didn't
catch
know we
a
were
person.
swearing on the podcast.
Oh, we could
I feel
you
weird
could
about
say you could
this.
say shit. Fick,
Yeah,
cat,
but
piss.
personally, I have rules against it.
No, you
I feel
don't.
very
Really?
weird.
Oh, you're weird.
Who else is in it? Herb Dean, who's
wow.
the ref
Yeah,
in
he,
UFC.
he doesn't last long in there.
Jimmy Hart,
Jimmy Hart was great.
and
in that.
narrated by Lance Henriksen.
Yeah,
Yes.
that was
That
cool.
part got-
Yeah.
That was
yeah.
really cool. Was he the
Come
one
on,
doing
wow.
all like the Mortal Kombat
Yes.
stuff? Like
yeah.
excellent.
Yeah.
Okay. Flawless
so,
victory.
So and so wins. Like it was just amazing.
I love that there's like the only premise is just like wrestling matches between monsters.
Yeah.
That was actually really
but
cool.
also I love like the little like backstories they do beforehand. There's,
RJ,
like,
your poor wife.
My poor,
poor wife
and
and
you know
child.
it's a movie because like you know how like well I'm acting in it because I'm camping. That's your like.
Did
wow.
I not call that out immediately?
What is he doing in the woods?
He's going through
Yeah.
like the shrubs, like fuck.
Yeah.
I literally said that
Just
when you're walking through. I'm like, you
spraying
know,
yourself
RJ
with
hates
repellent?
his life
They
right
had
now.
to teach me how to chop wood before the wood chopping. scene.
Yeah.
I was like, can you explain the mechanics? of it?"
How did you not read for Gaston? Like
Yeah, I got
you're
kicked out of that.
You're
Yeah.
my Gaston because you
Yeah.
had the boots, you were shirtless, you had the ponytail, and I'm
Yeah.
like, RJ is Gaston.
When you were
Um,
like down in the leaves on the ground after you were like attacked by the werewolf.
Yeah,
I was
turning
I-
into it.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
really that was acting right there.
And the Gore brothers did the special effects, and they worked on the Saw films.
They
Are
were
they really
awesome.
brothers?
Yes,
Excellent.
and they kept it practical,
yes.
That's what. Yeah,
Yeah.
there
which was
well,
fun.
yeah, you
I
could
can
tell.
only imagine how bad special effect blood would have looked on Monster Brawl.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah,
my
yeah, yeah.
god, like the crappy CG
alright,
like
so-
splatter on the screen.
A couple things about Monster Brawl. RJ, that may have been your best promo ever.
As a
when you
wolf?
were like
Yes.
one word, vengeance.
Oh,
A
I don't.
monster killed my wife. Like I'm like RJ, this is your best promo ever, and
I
it's
have
in a
no
fucking movie.
recollection of this.
But this is also like kind of like
It's fresh in our
an ongoing
minds.
joke that we kind of have is actors that end up with like aesthetics, like all the
Oh,
prosthetics
God.
in their mouth
yeah,
when they're trying to cut we're trying to talk, and you're just like, so one word, vengeance.
yes,
Vengeance will be mine.
it was terrible.
Uh,
That I did on the fly. I did both of those
yeah,
on the
that's-
fly. That one and the Swamp Gut. I wrestled Swamp Gut,
Who
It was
was
a parody
who
of
was
something.
Swamp Gut?
the guy who built the set.
Really?
Really?
Yeah. Okay.
Who was also Cyclops.
That's
So it was a
awesome.
real
Oh,
Eddie
okay,
Murphy
okay.
thing going on.
Nice,
Yes.
nice.
I was also filming this at the same time I was doing Splat-A-Lot.
Oh,
There was an
okay.
overlap. So I would show up on Splat-A-Lot and I'd still have like werewolf hair on me.
What was Eugene? Do you know about Splat-A-Lot?
I do not.
Okay, is Splat-A-Lot?
Eugene,
was
have you
a-
met me? Have you done any research? Have you read the book? No?
None at all.
Have you
none.
read his books?
all his tomes, autobiography?
Eugene, I'd like you to meet RJ.
Hello.
Hello.
RJ.
Pleasure.
Eugene.
I'm reading for Gaston.
And he loves the news.
You played Gildor. Gildor?
Gildor.
Gild.
I guess
Yes.
you haven't made good notes either. It's fine.
Look, man, I watched it a few times.
It's
That's
fine. It was like
I've
Wipeout,
never
but for
watched it.
kids, and all the,
Okay.
Yeah.
we would shoot things at kids and insult them.
But
Oh.
it was like a castle they built where like kids had to charge the castle and stuff. But I
Yeah.
guess the castle's still there.
Oh,
Well,
Uh,
not anymore.
wait, what?
We just did a web series. Did you not see it?
I don't.
We
no,
did
I
a
didn't
web
do my
series about
research.
them tearing down the castle.
I thought
10 years later.
We were talking about like how cool it would be to have like a
Well,
horror
we pitched
movie there.
to do a horror movie there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because in England, they did like a zombie horror movie in a Big Brother house.
Oh,
wow.
And we were like, that's amazing.
Hmm.
And they did it, I think, with the cast. And the joke is like they're trapped in the house and all the
Oh.
zombies are outside. And we were like, this is, I mean, it's dilapidated. It looks very
Of course.
horrific.
Yeah.
It's like, what if it's like a kid's horror movie and they enlist like a broken down Gildar to help them like ward off?
Like, Gildar, we need you. I haven't heard that name in a long time.
Okay, so the line was like the kids go, they're like in the town, they're looking for the castle, and they're in a bar, and they're asking the bartender's like, I don't know. And in the corner, they see this like, you know, gold chest, shadowed, bearded, whatever, and they go, "Are you Gildar?" And I go, what's left of them.
Oh my god.
So that was my premise. I don't know why I didn't land.
Can't imagine. I would probably watch it, not gonna lie. That sounds terrible. And
I would
amazing.
watch it.
Yeah,
totally.
Yeah, it would have been a hoot.
Yes, a hoot.
Go ahead. What's next? What's bullet point number 2?
So how about there were no bullet points right so far. We've just been kind of going off the cuff. Yeah, so you guys want to get into the news?
Let's get the news.
Let's get the
do it.
news.
RJ's very
Let's do it.
excited.
Okay, real quick, RJ, go ahead, man. Talk about Swamp Thing.
Swamp Thing looks like fun. I want it to look like fun. I had the big play set as a child.
Yeah.
Those toys were amazing and really mossy.
They were such good
Yeah.
toys. Yeah,
Yeah.
I didn't have the playset, but I had a couple Swamp Thing. Swamp. Micah, take 2. Swamp
Here we
Thing
go.
Here we
action
go. Swamp
figures.
Thing play set. It was like a cave, like a big dungeon, like it opened
very,
up.
Like, it was very He-Man, like Grayskull, like.
Yes.
Yeah.
Didn't they come out with a figure that was kind of like soft rubber that you can take apart
Ooh.
I didn't have
to
that,
mimic
but I
the
was.
scene when
yeah.
they chopped his
Covered?
arm off?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember having that and I couldn't put the arm back on. I was pissed.
So this
Kids'
was
toys are so much
the
better
original
back then.
Swamp
They
Thing
were.
movie was it was PG-13 but or PG and they showed
Ah,
boobs in it,
that's
right?
They did show
It's-
boobs, yep.
Yeah, they-
Swamp
Swamp
Trap.
Trap.
Yeah, and it had like a little. You ever play Mousetrap? It had like
Yes.
that kind of
Yeah.
quality to it. And then
So
he
it
was
was a bitch to put
very,
together.
very like an environmentally sound Batman. Like he was so disturbed all the time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You see it on his face. There was a great sadness there.
They went on to do that TV show on USA. Did you ever watch that?
Mm-hmm.
I loved his voice on that. I love how he looked too, but the whole premise was just stupid.
Yeah, and now he's
Yeah.
more mossy. Yeah, look at the moss on this.
It's not a
guy.
good look.
So
no.
do you have any news about Swamp Thing?
No, just
Okay.
that it's
No,
not
just
good.
wanna talk about
Apparently,
Swamp Thing.
apparently
Yeah.
it's not good.
Well, it's coming.
No, it's
Didn't
already
it already
out,
get
right?
canceled?
Yeah,
Yeah.
They already
I
got
guess-
canceled.
I guess it's
yeah,
so
they
bad.
announced it throughout the teaser, and then in the next article, they canceled it.
Yeah.
Well, like
And they
you-
shortened it by 2 episodes, I think it was 10 or because I think it was 12 episodes
29%.
down to 10 episodes.
Which
Oh
is
my
insane, 'cause
god!
I
Actually,
heard they built a
50%
big
audience
swamp
ratings.
for it.
What?
You know,
What?
if you're already investing in the swamp, you want to get a couple seasons out of it.
Maybe
At
they
least.
just did too much on the set, and then so
Yeah.
they kind of
Maybe. I mean,
Maybe.
the teaser for it makes it look okay. I mean, they were
the
trying to.
teaser looks cool.
It was like, yeah, it was
they were
like
doing
like
a
an
horror thing
adventurous
with it.
horror movie. Yeah.
Maybe they'll repurpose the swamp for another season of Groundling Marsh. Anyone? Can you look that up? Groundling Marsh.
Groundling Marsh.
It's I think it's a Henson. Let's
My
see if you
God.
recognize it. Does this look familiar?
No.
No.
Well, it
Oh
took
my God,
place
it
in a
looks like
swamp.
A Fraggle Rock type.
It's very
That's what I was
Fraggle
about to say
Rock.
that.
Okay,
It's
Yeah.
about the environment.
Is this a Canadian thing though?
It may have been.
Okay, there was a lot of stuff that played up there that we did not
Nothing.
get.
Look how boggy. Look at the swamp
Ooh.
and the moss.
There's a
Look at those
computer there.
butterflies.
yeah, very steampunk.
Oh my god!
Look at that
yeah.
animation.
Yeah. There we
What is
go.
this called again?
Groundling Marsh.
Groundling Marsh. Okay.
Yeah. And it was very. It's got like Waterworld vibes.
Yeah.
Oh, I see Kevin Costner is on the set here.
Yeah.
With his web feet.
He had gills.
Yeah.
He
it's
did have
Very
cute.
Fraggle Rock.
All right.
Yeah, this is totally Fraggle Rock.
Where's the other item? That's Mother Nature. The character.
Yes. Uh-huh.
Oh man! All right, so on to the news now. The actual news. Black Mirror is coming back with another season.
Season
I
5.
guess everyone's which is I'm gonna go on a tangent about this because it's three episodes.
Yep.
Which that's cool, whatever.
Yeah.
But everyone is losing their shit.
I hope
over
they're not
that,
longer ones because that show depresses the fuck out
It doesn't
of me.
depress me. Black Mirror gives me so much anxiety.
I can't.
Good.
Have you watched it, RJ?
Yeah, there's a couple I like. There was
Yeah, there's a
I
lot
I
didn't,
don't
but the ones
like.
I liked, I really, really liked.
Yeah.
I thought Bandersnatch sucked.
I like Bandersnatch.
It was a little too much work for me. Why don't you choose the ending? Okay, I'm paying you. So,
Yeah.
I liked Bandersnatch. I thought it was cool.
It's
The
a
only
cool
problem-
concept.
Yeah.
yeah.
Probably it would have been better with a better story.
Yes.
But
I agree
you
with
know,
that.
okay.
I like
Yeah.
the acting. Like all the actors were really good, and like the
Yeah,
sets are
totally.
cool. But
you know that you heard that one kid that's in it, the programmer with the blonde hair,
yeah,
who's been in a bunch of movies. I
Yeah.
guess he got like super bullied online about stuff.
Yeah,
I don't know if it had to do with the movie or not,
Yeah,
but
it
he had to
had
like quit all social media
Yeah.
because of it.
Okay.
Who
That's-
actually he's starring in Midsummer.
Yes. That's kind of where I'm going with this. The internet is fucking
Fucking
ridiculous
annoying.
now. It's so fucking annoying. It seems
wait
like
a
there's
minute. This is a news item?
Okay, no, it's not. This is
I don't like
This is
the internet.
editorial
I
to the
don't
news
like
item.
the internet.
Breaking.
let me
Yeah.
have
It's
this,
a
man.
tangent.
Dude, there's a petition for everything now.
Yep.
There's a petition to start Game of Thrones over. There's a
Yeah.
petition to get Robert Pattinson to not be Batman.
Yeah.
There was a whole thing about Sonic, and of course the creators of Sonic caved, and they're like, "Okay, oh my
We're gonna
god, we're
change
so
his look."
sorry. We'll change how he looks. Leave it alone.
Yeah.
Like, just
Stick
leave
to your
everything
guns, man.
alone. Yeah. But like the whole thing now is everyone's losing their mind over Black Mirror because it's only 3 episodes, and they cast Miley Cyrus.
The first 2 seasons were 3 episodes long.
Dude,
They did a Christmas special. There was 2 episodes in 1 episode. I mean, that's just how it is. Just because they thought that Netflix was going to grab it and get the rights and do new seasons doesn't mean that they were going to do a 10, 12 episode season. I think this show actually works best with the minimal amount of episodes. 3 to
Less is-
maybe 5.
yeah.
Maybe 5
less
is
is
too much.
more with this.
Yeah.
I don't know, RJ, how do you feel about that? All the petitions
About the
go-
internet?
Yeah, about that.
I will
internet.
say the reason that there's a petition about Game of Thrones is because the Sonic producers listened to the audience.
Yeah, I
They're
would.
like, oh shit, we can do this?
Yeah.
What if we
All
get
right.
a whole new season of Game of Thrones?
this whole like thing, like it even goes into like wrestling too.
Yeah.
Where like the internet is fucking winning.
But back in the day, the smaller version of this would be like people would write into like TV Guide in the back. They used to have, and it would be like, I haven't seen any new episodes of Who's the Boss. Will it be coming back soon? And the guy would write back like, no, it ended like 8 years ago. It's not happening. Sorry.
Well, I want to start a petition. I want Who's the Boss back.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's get Tony Danza back on
Oh
the.
no.
Why?
Catherine Hellman.
Yeah,
is dead.
she died.
Okay, well, let's reboot.
So I can't do it without Mona.
No, we can't. Soap was a good show.
Soap was a great show.
Such a good show.
Judith Light has actually aged pretty well.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Absolutely.
But yeah, Sonic is. Remember when they were like Knuckles? You remember Knuckles?
Gotta love
They were
Knuckles.
like, let's
Yeah.
make Sonic fuckable and red.
Yeah.
Yeah, and everyone's like, ooh, sexy. Also, there's
His
no
tails
way
wasn't
And his name is
sexy.
Knuckles.
the Sonic having human teeth and whatever
Yeah, that
is
creeps
not the
me
biggest
out.
problem. The biggest
No.
problem is
His eyes.
Danny DeVito should be
Sonic.
Dr. Robotnik. No.
Oh my
Robotnik.
god. Yeah.
Robotnik.
Yeah.
Oh well.
See, like, I don't. Why does
Never
everybody
thought of
call
that.
him Dr. Eggman? I never understood
He
that.
changed his name.
that's what he
Why?
was. It was like Bowser when he was King Koopa, and
Oh,
then switched
okay.
to Bowser. They just changed it.
I like Dr. Robotnik so much more of like a villain name with Dr. Eggman. Like,
Dr.
that's not
Eggman.
Yeah.
Also, like,
That's
sorry,
It's chock full
Jim
of protein.
Carrey, you can't dip in and out of wackiness. You
Yeah.
wacky, and then you're like, I want to be an adult, eternal sunshine, and then like, okay,
That's
cool,
what-
like go do your
yeah.
shit, and then don't dip. Go be like Steve Martin. He doesn't dip.
No, Steve
No.
Martin's always Steve Martin.
Yeah,
Yes.
he's not making the jerk again.
No.
No, don't dip.
But like,
Pat, can you
Jim
please take that
Carrey's-
off the screen? It's making me uncomfortable. Like, I just feel like
We had a
staring.
picture of Sonic, CGI Sonic, on the computer screen this whole time.
doing. I love that he's doing the stretch, showing off his tight furry ass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sexualize Sonic.
No,
you
but I think
weirdo.
He already
just
did with
sexualized Knuckles.
Yeah, I want to talk about like how like
Knuckles was hot.
how like anime they're like all kind of fuckable and like weird
Yeah.
how they do that like that. I think that's what every CGI is like going for now.
Yeah, I'm glad they didn't
Something
do
for
that
the
with
kids
Pikachu.
and the parents.
So does like Sonic like? Does he like have like that Red Rocket thing going on? Because he's
Oh,
not one of
God.
those.
I don't want to discuss
Yeah,
this
like
anymore.
he stands up and it just
Oh,
goes
yeah.
inside of him.
You ever see a duck's schwanz?
No.
Looks like
No.
a corkscrew. Can you Google duck penis, please?
Oh
God,
my
Pat.
God.
Talk about a horror show.
Pat, you don't have to do that.
You've got
Pat, you want to do it.
Got incognito.
Okay. So speaking of the internet, and this is where with the whole like the power of the internet and everything, Momo is getting a movie.
Yeah, they are.
Lilton Stewart III will be directing Getaway, a film based on the Shelley Duvall monster Momo, which I guess Momo is is something that contacts you through text messages and stuff, has you do bad things. I personally liked it better when it was Slender Man,
Yeah.
No.
but even then, that still kind of sucked.
It all sucks.
Yeah, oh my God. And this movie is probably going to be a hot pile garbage.
The fact that a lot of people fell for this,
Oh.
like they did for Slender Man, is just stupid.
Was it that many people though, or was it just
There
like
was
two
enough people.
people?
It became a thing because people were like believing that it was
all-
real.
A lot
all
of
that shit
parents
is a
freaked out about
scam.
it.
I
The
agree.
Yeah.
Harlem Shake was a scam.
The Harlem
It was
Shake.
all orchestrated. BuzzFeed was in on it. And then like they
Yeah.
do one little thing and then BuzzFeed is like, this is the hot new. And everyone's like, did you see the BuzzFeed? And you're like, no,
Yeah.
don't make it a thing.
It's the
Let's all
same
just
thing
take
with,
care
like-
of Shelley Duvall.
It's the same thing with
Yes.
eating Tide Pods. Like, I'm sure one kid did it, and they're
Why?
like, it's the new fad.
It's an epidemic. Yeah.
Oh my God.
No.
These millennials now, all they do is eat ass and Tide Pens, Tide Pods, and kill each other because of
As
the
long as they
internet.
do it after they eat the ass.
Eat a Tide Pod, then eat ass?
No.
No,
Eat
you eat
ass,
the
then
ass
eat
and
a
then eat
Tide
the
Pod.
Tide
So wait,
Pod.
is it salt, tequila, lime?
hey,
Oh.
guys,
Yes.
guys, you're amateurs. You got to put the Tide Pod in the ass.
So you thumb the Tide Pod in the ass,
Yes.
and then
Yes.
you eat it out
And
of the
you eat it
ass.
out.
Yes.
Because the heat will dissolve the Tide Pod. That's,
Yes.
Makes sense.
Oh
Yes.
wow! I would
Yeah.
rather do that
And
with
it'll make the
Gushers.
owner of the
It's
ass
being
high.
marketed as the cool kid suppository.
BuzzFeed is going to be talking about this
Yeah.
next week.
gonna
Someone's
be
going to
on
get a hold of
BuzzFeed.
this.
Chris Rock approached Lionsgate with his
Ugh.
pitch
Yep.
for Saw. I guess it's not going to be the original. Originally, they were just like, "Oh my God, Chris Rock is going to reboot Saw." I guess it's going to be like a spinoff of Saw.
Yeah, it's like a reimagining spin-off of Saw
Yeah,
Let
but I
it
guess
die.
because he's such a big fan.
he's a huge fan of Saw,
Yep.
and the executive right there is a red flag
What?
that he's a huge fan of Saw.
Yeah,
Like, I don't think anyone could just be like, "I'm a huge fan of Saw."
Yeah.
Like,
I am.
I picture. Okay,
I
other
am.
than
I'm
you,
sorry.
I'm not going to say shit about you, but I
Unapologetically.
picture like Limp Bizkit looking like new metal guys with like tribal tats going, "Yo, fucking Saw, man."
So you-
It's the new. I don't have
Come on.
come on, dude. Come on.
How do you get that? Like, sorry, Chris Rock is a wonderful stand-up comedian.
Yes.
Maybe top 5, definitely like top
Yeah.
10.
Yeah.
But like, he made head of state. Like, why are we giving him a chance?
And he-
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
Bernie Mac was the VP, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And he made that other one where he takes over an old rich white guy's body.
Yes, I just watched
Down
that
to
a few-
Earth. Was that it?
I think so. Yeah.
I don't know this.
And Chaz Palminteri plays an angel.
Yes.
And Eugene Levy's in it.
Eugene Levy's in it.
He's another
So
I
it
angel,
do
must
yeah.
be
remember
great.
that one.
Head of state. And then what is the other one?
Oh God.
John Travolta is my favorite angel.
Oh God, Christopher Lloyd was a
Battle.
good angel.
Oh, just call me Al.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just think it's because everyone thinks horror movies are so easy to do.
You
Well-
think he's jumping on the Jordan Peele bandwagon?
I think
I don't know
so.
about the Jordan Peele bandwagon. I think he's jumping on the LeBron James bandwagon. Like we just talked
Yeah.
about this on the Geeks That Lift podcast. It's just it's becoming a trend now. Because before Get Out came out that there was rumors that LeBron James wanted to produce a Friday the 13th.
That was after.
That was after.
After Get Out.
Okay,
Yeah.
so then
Yeah.
everybody's jumping on the Jordan Peele bandwagon.
Didn't
And-
LeBron do that? Have you seen that interview series he did in the barbershop?
No.
No.
It's actually really good.
really?
Is it really?
Yeah, it's just like a couple of fellas hanging around a barbershop, and he had like Jon Stewart on, like an odd like collection of
What?
discussion. Yeah.
I would watch that.
Hollywood's fun because like the people that are like really tight and friends you wouldn't expect to be like close.
Well, when you make a lot of money, you'll be friends with whoever else has the same amount
Okay.
of money.
Yes. But we're going on this, and now who knows if this Friday the 13th is going to happen? I hope not.
I
And
hope
then we
Friday the
got-
13th does happen
with LeBron James.
with his money.
With,
Oh
but it's
man,
not his money. I
It's
don't
his
know.
money.
I
don't
agree.
know.
It's not just his money. It's
so rich.
too much. When fans get too into it, it's like that whole Game of Thrones things. When fans want control of things, they don't really know how to do
Yeah.
it. They just want
Yeah.
to do it. They're just like, I love this character. I want to be involved. So they make something really stupid
Yeah.
and just like, oh, because this is how I would write it. It's like, well, that's why you're not a director. You're a writer.
Yeah. Oh shit! What LeBron James has Friday the 13th sneakers now?
they have blood splatter on him.
Wow, I
Cool.
could have done that myself.
Yeah, but these are $200
way
bucks.
I'm pretty
cheaper.
sure you do have boots with blood splatter on them,
It's actual like
like fake blood from
yeah,
something.
haunted house
but-
blood,
Yeah.
whatever. Guys, Hulu is developing a pilot for a potential series for Stephen King's The Eye of the Dragon,
Nice.
which isn't really too much horror as much as it is a fantasy novel. I think
Yeah.
it came out in like '83.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's an old one, but I mean, we'll see how that pans out.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna do the Stephen King quotes this week.
No.
Okay,
Well, Hulu's doing that like dark
You're
series.
welcome.
Pat says thank you.
You're welcome, Pat.
Hulu's been doing like that dark Hulu, whatever they're
Oh,
calling
the Dark
it.
Hulu thing. They
Yeah.
had it started with Puka,
Yeah.
which sucked.
I didn't watch it. I fell asleep.
You fell asleep. Yeah, Puka sucked.
We're all
uh,
very shocked.
Can I recommend something?
Yeah,
It
absolutely.
just popped into my head. I am an aficionado of Shudder,
Oh my
Ooh.
God, we love Shudder.
and
We
I
do.
believe it's called Dr. Terrible's House of Horrible.
I scroll by that.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
Steve Coogan, and I guess he made, I don't know, 6 episodes
Really?
because BBC was like, "You good? Like, do whatever you want."
Yeah.
And it's a parody of like, I guess, B movies, but not even like B horror TV shows like from the 70s.
Oh, nice.
It's
Really?
very specific. I think a lot of it is based on very specific like British TV horror movies.
oh, nice.
but
Which we
it's
probably
like,
don't know. Yeah.
You enjoy it and also see at the same time why he wasn't allowed to make any more. You can also see why other people are not going to like it. Yeah. It's delightful. They're all different. They're like standalone. It's an anthology series
nice.
and hosted by Dr. Terrible. And then Steve Coogan's doing it.
this
That's
looks.
some hair.
Similar looking
This
to The
looks awesome.
Devil's Reign.
Was
really.
that Warwick Davis?
Perhaps.
It looked like him, yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's not just because he was little, but
No,
It did actually look like him.
Yeah,
with a
got
little
that head
pencil
shape.
mustache.
Yeah. More news.
all right, all right. So last week we were talking about the Evil Dead universe. Well, it turned out there is actually going to be an Evil Dead video game. Bruce Campbell confirmed a fully immersive Evil Dead video game that's going to be coming out soon.
Perfect.
Okay.
Yeah, that sounds
what does
awesome.
fully immersive mean?
I think it's gonna be one of those like maybe like online things where like it's
Oh.
all like.
Thank you, Pat.
Thank you for jumping in on that because I didn't know what the fuck I was talking about. Yeah, I was just making shit up there. Hey, I don't care. I'll play it.
Yeah.
The last couple Evil Dead games that came out like 15 years ago were awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a while. The amazing Swiss artist H.R. Geiger. Of course, we know him for the Xenomorph. Giger. Damn,
So weird. I
sorry.
used to call him Her Giger.
Her,
Yeah.
but there's a
Eric
dot
Giger?
in between the H and the R.
I thought it was a Swedish thing.
Her Giger. Well, I mean, he also worked on some of his art was used in Poltergeist 2 and Species. What like resurfaced now is a 3D rendering of
Mhm.
the model for the Batmobile that he designed for Batman Forever.
Was it the
RJ, have
Batmobile
you
or was
seen
it
it?
the Batwing?
Have I seen Batman Forever? Or have I seen the model?
Well, if you want to talk about Batman
I
Forever, man,
don't want to.
No.
we'll have to get some snacks.
There
We'll
it
be
is.
here a
I
while.
could talk about Batman
Oh.
Forever all day because I love that.
I thought
movie.
it was the Batmobile. It is a Batmobile.
It is a Batmobile.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
just-
I thought it was a Batwing.
It's
Oh,
like
I see how it
it's
works.
like a weird X. Like it's like you could get like looks like you could really
It's basically a xenomorph, like the back of the xenomorph, those thorns or whatever that comes out
yeah,
the back.
like the
I
barbs.
think you need
Yeah.
to see it painted.
it looks like a weird sex toy.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, like you could really scissor your timbers and like have a good time with this.
it's like a
timbers.
it's like a DP type.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
deal.
is. It's,
Yeah,
like a,
yeah.
it's like a double DP. Look at that.
Yeah.
So you could take care of two
Well,
buttholes.
We can
and
get
two
the four of
vaginas.
us
At the same time.
here now. I have to mention something else.
Pat, you're gonna miss out.
You guys were talking about horror moments in non-horror shows
Yes.
Oh,
on
yeah,
a
yeah.
previous podcast. I have one to add. In Jerry Lewis's The Nutty Professor, his initial transformation from Professor Julius Kelp to Buddy Love is horrifying. Oh my
I
god!
don't remember
the
it.
music, the lighting, amazing. Oh, it's fantastic.
Really?
Yeah, it's worth your time.
Okay. I will
Just that.
Well, the whole movie is a masterpiece. But go on, more news.
More news. They're
This
calling.
just came in on the wire.
I hold my finger to my. 2019 is being called the year of creepy kid horror. Which
Okay.
we all remember last year. We were just like, this is going to be the year of the slasher.
Yeah.
With Pet
Yep.
Cemetery, The Prodigy, Hole in the Ground, Us, Brightburn, Annabelle, The Turning, season 2 of the Haunting series on Netflix, which is going to focus on, I guess, apparently a creepy kid.
Great.
So it's the whole trend now. Creepy
you,
kid
Eugene.
horror for the rest of the year.
I've never seen a horror movie with a creepy kid in it before.
My God, I know. And like, yeah, it can be creepy a little bit, but like, they're a kid. Boot him in the fucking head.
That's it.
Yeah.
Movie's over.
That's it.
Roll
Pick 'em up and
credits.
throw
I
'em
will
against the
say,
wall.
like, the past 15, 20 years has
Ugh.
been the era of horror movies where they just, like, each monster and ghost just has a really unhinged jaw.
Yeah.
Mhm.
They have a really
Oh,
elongated
yeah.
mouth. I can think of, like, 40 films where it's just, like, the shot in the trailer is like, oh, oh, they just open their mouth. And it opens slightly more than it should. And I'm like, ooh.
A good example. The first thing that came to my mind was I Am Legend.
Yeah.
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 But after they do it, their face is back to normal.
Right.
Like, how do they do that?
The unhinged jaw.
Oh my
Like,
god!
what a great
so
plot device.
Many
And
unhinged
like Babadook
jaws.
was like that. Rah,
Yeah.
How'd that go?
rah.
And this movie, what's the name of this movie?
This is
here?
Brightburn.
Brightburn. It's,
Yeah, it's like a horror Superman.
Yes.
yeah. Actually,
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to
Yeah,
this.
yeah.
I like James Gunn movies. He's fucked up.
Did you ever hear about in the original Superman when they got Brando? He thought he should be a talking bagel. Like, just
A
like
talking
glowing-
bagel?
Yeah. He was like, he called them up and he's like, oh, I read the script. I think I should be a talking bagel. And they're like, what? There's like a glowing round. And they're like, okay, sounds good. And then he never mentioned it again, and neither did he.
Is this true?
Yeah. Go look it up. I was listening to interview with the writer.
What?
Yeah, and they were like, we had to get him, and he didn't, imagine pitching to Marlon Brando like Superman.
Wait a minute. So you're telling me?
I really
just-
like how like 2008 Elizabeth Banks' Hair's movie.
Yeah.
Hair's in this movie. Like the blonde with like the really bright blonde with like the really dark purple
Mhm.
underneath like the entire. It's just
Here's
really
a question.
great.
Yeah.
You know how we've seen A Quiet Place?
Yes.
And then we've seen Bird Box?
Yeah.
What sense will be the next to be deprived in a horror movie?
Oh.
touch. They
Touch?
can't. Yeah, can't
Can't
feel
touch.
pain.
Can't touch
Right. Okay.
Yeah, or no, they
Uh.
can't. They just can't feel pain.
Maybe you
Oh.
can't smell. Like,
Mm.
just plug your nose, breathe. You have to breathe
Well,
through your
it's-
mouth.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Don't
It's called the movie Mouth
I
Breather.
know the
So
Mouth
gross.
breather.
There you go.
I have to smell these flowers. No, don't. It's a trap.
So the happening.
then you just get ripped up. Oh fuck.
Yeah.
That's already
All right,
done.
all right.
Yeah.
Damn
Wah, wah.
It's got to be touched. So these people like
It's gotta
don't
be
realize
touched.
that they're being hurt by something until they're
it.
dead.
Yeah.
I don't know. I want payment for whoever steals that because it's gonna happen. Yeah, I don't know.
You know
This
it will
Brightburn
eventually.
looks interesting.
I think it's gonna be good.
Yeah.
I'll see
I like
it.
it. It's coming out what in like 2 weeks, right?
Yeah.
It's
Well, at least
rated
on Memorial Day.
It's rated
so,
R.
yeah.
So you know there's gonna be a little Gorski in it.
Is there any more news?
Are you good?
Well, the next one's gonna be leading into our topic for the day,
Oh,
which
okay.
is actually the 1968 cult classic Witchfinder General, which is starring Vincent Price.
Yes.
Of course.
That's the next one on the remake chopping block. They're gonna remake this movie. It's John Hillcat is set to direct. He directed The Road. Did you see The Road?
No, I saw Around the Bend with Christopher Walken. Is it similar? Can we look up Around the Bend? I want to. It's a good cast, actually. It's all about fatherhood and
I
being
love how
sons.
RJ's putting Pat to work today. Like this is
Yeah.
the best.
This is the
He
most
would never.
Pat's
If I
work
hosted
ever.
this show,
We never. We do this to Pat like maybe
Right?
twice, and the rest is on his own. You're nonstop.
Let me
Let's
see-
look up Around the Bend.
wait, let's
Roll
see
the
who else is in it.
videotape.
It's not a horror movie, but everyone has to see it.
Man in the other room, bring me a coffee.
Oh God, there's a great Christopher Walken like breakdown scene.
Oh my god.
Wait,
So who's in
What?
this? Michael Caine.
My cocaine.
Michael Caine. Christopher Walken in his. I guess he's wearing those pants from Weapon of Choice. And there's someone else. And they play Three Generations. Oh, and who's this guy?
The
Whatever
guy
this guy.
from Sweet Home Alabama,
Yeah.
American Psycho. Oh God, I forgot his name.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Shit.
And they're, father, son, grandfather, 4 generations reconnecting.
How nice.
They reconnected after
And there's
all
a
the
great
all the
scene. And I
rape.
can't even remember the crux of it, but Christopher Walken's like, I threw him down the stairs. I threw my son down the stairs. It was just the weirdest thing. But it's a feel good. There he is. I threw him down the stairs.
I threw him
Josh
down the
Lucas
stairs.
is the other
It's a
guy.
feel
Lucas,
good
thank
Josh
movie.
Lucas.
I'm
See,
not
and then
sure-
they go, and then there is a part where they're driving and they go around the bend.
Oh.
So it really brings it all
Ah,
together.
That's what
See what
brings
they
the
did
movie
there?
together. All right.
Oh, it's a
Catherine
chick
Hahn.
from- yeah.
So,
Yeah.
oh wait a minute. Is this a comedy?
Nope.
No,
No.
it's just that
No,
feel
it
good.
looks like a
feel good.
coming
Makes
of
you think
age.
about father. Yeah,
Drama.
coming of age,
Yeah.
and they're especially when they're
There's-
old and coming of
I
age.
can't feel anything good about Christopher Walken throwing his son down the stairs.
Well, yeah, I mean that's a swerve I was not ready for, but
Yeah.
yeah.
And so one of the
not a
fun things
desert.
about RJ being around is that when he stays over our place after the wrestling shows, he likes to make us watch random trailers and comedy shows of things.
We watch so much SCTV.
Yeah. Lots of
those are classics.
lots of random
my God.
YouTubes.
Yeah.
We just kind of boot everything up and hand RJ the controller, and he just
Yeah,
kind of takes
this
off.
is what
from
I
there
found
and-
since the last time.
With
we
a
saw
name
each other.
like Schmanky, you know you're going to get to
You
something.
make a deal like that. Which Dr. General?
Yeah, Doctor. Wait, what? All right. So, anyways, back on this. John Hillcat, the guy who did The Road and Lawless, which The Road is apparently what led to this, and Nicholas Winding Refn, who did The Drive and The Neon Demon, which people are saying The Neon Demon is a horror movie, and I think The Neon Demon was just a waste of 2 hours of my life.
Okay. See, I kept hearing bad reviews on it, so I haven't watched it
Oh,
yet. It's been on my
my
Netflix
fuck.
queue for like 3 years.
The Neon Demon was atrocious.
Oh, okay.
Sounds like a good nickname for a shitty wrestler, though.
The Neon Demon.
Neon Demon.
Or the
Oh,
best
that's good.
wrestler ever.
Yes.
Like that's I picture like Max Moon. He's set to produce this movie. I guess it's gonna start production later on this year. So we'll have a remake to The Witchfinder General, which came out in 1968, which starred Vincent Price, who played the evil general who searched out witches in England.
You simply cannot remake a Vincent Price film and think that it'll work.
Oh yeah.
Who are you gonna cast as this character
Exactly.
to even come close?
Well, I remember shall we just talk about Vincent?
There it
Do
is.
it.
There
The
we go.
subject today is Vincent Price.
So my favorite work of his is the two Dr. Phibes films.
Yeah.
I also feel like they're very quintessentially him because he's like creepy and horror and shit, and then also like is an art collector and makes
Yes.
very fine food. So I feel like it's similar
Which
to.
apparently is what he did in real.
Well, that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. I feel like it's closest to him,
Yeah.
you know? And they've
Hmm.
tried to remake it a bunch of times. And they were trying to get like Johnny Depp and shit.
Mm.
First of all,
No.
I also think Saw kind of ripped off their fucking premise from Dr. Phibes,
Holy shit!
to be honest with you.
Hmm.
I never thought about that.
Yeah. His wife dies in the operating room,
Yeah.
and he plans to kill the doctors who killed her in
Mhm.
increasingly elaborate ways based on the Ten Commandments.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was yeah. That's really good.
Wow,
It
thought
sounds
of
more
that.
like
Never thought
like a
of
little 7-ish too.
Mhm.
Kind of 7-ish.
Yeah.
yeah. So that may have been like the start of movies like that. The Dr.
Yeah.
Phibes.
It's fantastic and creepy and also just wonderful.
Some of my favorite dialogue from Vincent Price is actually in House on Haunted Hill, which is my favorite movie to come out in 1999 is the remake House on Haunted Hill. I
That one was ridiculous.
just fucking love it so much.
But we actually like recently watched House on Haunted Hill just for
just to kind of brush up
like a
on this.
refresher, and I always forget how like hokey
Yes.
that movie is.
Who-
It's
Who played him in the remake?
It was Jeffrey Rush.
Yes.
Who actually did a very good job. Jeffrey
Yeah.
Rush is a very underrated actor. He's Barboza in the pirate
Yep.
movies.
Yeah.
Yep.
And
But,
more
uh,
importantly, he was Casanova Frankenstein.
Yes.
In Mystery Man.
Mystery Man.
Yeah. Oh my god, that's awesome.
Sorry, I know it's not horror or whatever, but that's a movie where you're like, oh, we were making fun of superheroes before all the superhero movies were out.
Yeah.
Mhm.
yeah.
So like I don't think it was like way before its time. It was very funny
Yeah.
and too weird for people to be.
Yeah.
It was very weird, especially the.
It wasn't very successful either.
No.
Yeah, 'cause
No, it
didn't
was
spawn any
not. Well,
sequels.
I mean, I think a lot of it was like
Murder.
it was ahead of its time.
Food and drink and ghosts.
And your buddy
Please
Paul,
RSVP.
your buddy Paul's in.
My buddy Paul
Mystery
plays
Men.
the spleen.
The Spleen.
What a
which is
good cast
ripped
that movie
ass.
has. Oh my
Yeah,
god.
it was a good
Everyone-
cast.
Sorry, back to the original House on Haunted Hill. That scene with the old lady and the
Though
Oh my
how her hands
God.
out, they just kind of wheel her on a skateboard.
yeah.
Like, okay, don't fall. She's very like careful pulling her.
Just
She's very
terrifying.
old. Yeah, House on Haunted Hill. I was just it's so hokey. There's a black and white version. There's also you could get it in color too. But if you want to go back and watch this, I recommend black and white.
There will
Oh,
be
they have a
hors
color
d'oeuvres.
version of this, like when
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
colorized.
as
Yeah,
in
they
they did
colorized
it
it.
in color, or they colorized
colorized
it.
it,
They
yeah.
colorized it. Yeah.
So someone drew on the film.
Yes.
Yes.
There will be
Little
hors
stick
d'oeuvres
figures.
and some light spirits. But if you have any special alcohol requests, Please let me know with your RSVP. And speaking of another Vincent Price's head floating over the intro,
Yeah.
I want to talk about, we all got to stop, and it's Canadian, so you guys aren't terribly familiar, though I showed you.
Oh my God, are we talking about it?
It's the wonderful, hilarious House of Frightenstein. So it was a show, I guess it was like cable, like local cable in Hamilton, so not even Toronto, Canada.
Ooh.
Oh.
And there's this wonderful comedian called Billy Van, and it's a kid's show. And he's in this mansion, and he plays 6 different characters. And it's one of those shows where almost every episode's the same, but it's narrated by Vincent Price.
Oh,
Vincent
wow.
Price loved the idea so much, he came in and did it for just like a day rate, and he banged out 100 narrations,
Wow.
like in 2 days.
That's incredible.
And they said he was just the most delightful. And especially as a kid, this is one of those great Saturday morning shows that's also now like a stoner show.
Nice.
And
Oh,
it
I
has
would
like
get
a
so high and watch this.
huge cult following, and they might be remaking it. I don't
Oh.
really know.
What's the name of it?
The Hilarious House of Frightenstein. The
Nice.
comedian's name is Billy Van.
Is Billy Van still with us?
No.
Okay.
And he's amazing. The makeup is terrifying. It's one of those things where you're just like, it's funny and scary at the same time. You don't even know what to do.
I this like stuff like this like makes me so happy. I remember there was like a Simpsons episode where Marge and Lisa, they had a board game which was like a cemetery game, and it was a Vincent Price board game, and
Yeah.
it's like, I'm talking to you from beyond the grave, and she's looking up at Marge like, isn't Vincent Price dead? But whoever did the voice for that sounded exactly like Vincent Price.
It's wonderful.
Which you could have used for the you a while back. You told me that you had an idea for a show that had like a Vincent Price type character, and then like a Rodney Dangerfield type character.
Oh, yes. And he raised this old ghost from the dead, and it was his ancestor, and he can't get rid of him. Yeah.
I love that idea. It was like the Vincent Price character. He tries like he's alone. His wife
is dead, and he keeps trying to bring her back from the dead, but he accidentally brings back his ancestor.
like like a great uncle.
Yeah, who's just like a horrible person.
Rodney
Dangerfield, like literally Rodney Dangerfield.
Oh my goodness gracious.
I will also say I need to mention Vincent Price's other coup de grace comedic role was his guest turn on The Muppet Show,
That was actually wonderful.
which is amazing.
With Kermit.
That was super
And I
good.
have it on a VHS double bill with Alice Cooper's episode.
Oh, that's
Oh, wow.
amazing.
That's really cool.
I was looking up some stuff on Vincent Price before this, and there was like so much that I didn't know. Like, first off, like his family fortune was because his grandfather made the first cream of tartar based
Yeah.
baking soda.
Oh, wow.
So that pretty much secured that they were going to be rich for like ever. And then so he's the third Vincent Price, or well, he's called the junior, but his grandfather was Vincent too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's because he's like Vincent Leonard Price Jr. He was born in St. Louis, Missouri. Love St. Louis. But yeah, like he went to Yale. He majored in English, and that was like the art history.
Once you go to Yale, you can kind of have like a weird, almost British accent.
Yeah.
Even though you're fucking from St. Louis.
yeah,
It's
like
all right.
where? No, but like that's what I was thinking. I was like, where did that come from? Because
Yeah.
he did end up studying in England, and that's
Yeah.
where he studied theater. So maybe, but that's like an
Maybe
adult
that's where he picked up a little bit of his.
accent. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah,
Well,
I don't know.
the theater. Like,
They'll be
Here's a
fooled.
divergence. Do you remember Jonathan Harris, who played the Doctor in Lost in Space?
yes.
Yeah.
He's always
yeah.
yelling at the robots.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a fucking fake accent too. Apparently, he's like from Brooklyn or something,
What?
and he just would talk like it in real life. Because whatever, you're
Oh.
old, you can be British. I
Oh
guess.
my
Oh.
god.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
So-
that's definitely an upgrade from like a Brooklyn
Yeah,
accent.
you bumbling bucket of bolts.
Which, real quick sidebar, did you see that like Boston was just named like the sexiest accent? And I'm like, who the fuck voted
Really?
on
Who?
that?
What?
Literally, like,
Oh.
there's nothing more awful than Mark Wahlberg's voice. Like, why?
Wow,
like, why
okay.
would you think
Ellison,
like
you
that's
look like you have a
Out of
lot to
everybody.
say over there about that Boston accent.
the
Boston.
Boston.
sexiest accent is wherever the fuck Raul Julia is.
Yes.
From.
Yes.
Yep.
I will just say
Raul
that.
Julia.
Ooh,
No,
agreed.
I consider Rod Julia's accent just to be a Rod Julia accent.
Yes.
Like, I want to sound like that. It's amazing. His voice is incredible.
Oh, sorry, second sexiest accent in the world. So like the the response to this is hysterical, and everyone's like, number one, literally any other
Number
accent.
one is
Like,
probably the Erie, Pennsylvania accent.
Stop it.
Where we say crick instead of creek.
Stop it.
Dracula.
Dracula.
Raul Julia is another similar to Vincent Price, like
Yes.
unnecessarily good actor
Yeah.
in bad
Yes.
movies.
Yes.
Like, I mean, he is the Street Fighter movie. Fucking salvaged
And
whatever
Bison.
was there.
Raul Julia was in a Frankenstein movie.
Ooh.
He was born
where
in
he
San Juan, Puerto Rico.
uh,
Raul Julia.
Raul
Raul Julia's Puerto Rican?
Yeah.
There you go.
Oh
dude.
my God.
Shit.
So what the fuck is your problem?
I don't know.
You sound nothing like him. Pat, can you do me a favor and Google Raul Julia Frankenstein movie? Because it's gonna bug the shit out of me. I don't know the name of it, and I
He
think
was 6'2". Is he really that tall?
Raul
Raul
Yeah.
Julia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Commanding presence.
I always felt like he was like 5'10".
Wasn't
You remember
him
what
and
is-
Angelica Houston were about the
Roger
same
Corman
height.
did this
no,
movie.
I thought
in the
Angelica
Addams Family.
Houston was
Uh,
way taller.
Was
So-
he?
Roger,
Sorry.
'Cause she's
Roger
pretty
Corman
tall
made this
herself.
movie.
Oh
Frankenstein.
my God, I remember
Unbound.
this movie.
This movie is actually so fucking good.
It is.
Is John Hurt in this, or am I just imagining this? John Hurt.
Oh,
Yes, John Hurt is he's a time traveler. Well, he's not a time traveler.
Buchanan.
He creates like this this energy, like new energy, and somehow it just blasts him to the past, and he shows up like at Frankenstein's castle. Frankenstein is Raul Julia, Dr. Frankenstein.
Ooh. Oh, yes.
And it's like this movie is actually
He'd be a great
it's
Dr.
so
Frankenstein.
gory. It came out in 1990,
Yeah.
which was right around like that turn from 80s to 90
Yeah.
horror there. So it still has that 80s feel, but like that, a nice grainy, the lighting and stuff. The
Who's Frankenstein?
The Frankenstein monster. I don't know who that is, but the Frankenstein monster was actually very fucking brutal and terrifying.
The cool practical
Like
effect
Grimble?
there was the eye, the stitch up eye that they used for the promo for the.
Ooh.
They had like the 3 different color pupils.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you can see it was all stitched together.
Yep.
The one scene where the Frankenstein monster, I guess, picks up John Hurt's character and looks at him, and he looks at the eye, and he actually has the stitching in the eye. It's actually pretty awesome.
The monster looks like one of the or Frank's face stretched out in
Yeah.
Hellraiser.
Yeah.
Like,
Jesus wept.
I'll tell you what's my least favorite Frankenstein.
Don't say Abbott and Costello.
No, that's my
okay,
favorite.
That's what I was gonna
probably.
say. I know that's your favorite.
have you
Um,
met him?
I
I
actually
know.
saw the original last October. They played it in a movie theater. The original Frankenstein.
Oh, that's
Really?
awesome.
Yeah, the original meaning like the Universal.
Yeah.
yeah.
But it was good and it was short and nice. It was like an hour and 10. I was like, fucking
Yeah.
good for
Yeah.
you. Waste
Yeah.
my
Yeah.
2 hours shit.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
No, my least favorite is Robert De Niro.
Oh my God, I knew you were going to say that.
Holy
I
shit.
knew you were going to say that.
What the
I
fuck
saw
is
that,
Kenneth
once,
Branagh?
and I don't remember any of it.
Yeah. In line with that, though, there's a pretty. Have you seen the TV movie version of The Shining with Steven
It's
Weber?
so bad.
Ugh.
I
it's
like
so-
Steven Weber. It's closer
I-
to the book.
It is.
Steven Weber was in Wings.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and he also answers my tweets. So he's a good friend of mine.
I'll throw you a like here and there. For some reason, my phone always tells me when you tweet, and it's a lot.
I'm probably
Yeah.
like the only one of your followers who like tweets constantly.
Fair,
Yeah.
maybe. Yeah, but
It's nonstop.
I'm
You're a
gonna-
Gatling gun,
Yeah.
though.
I'm going to one up this and say that the worst Frankenstein was probably the one that was in Van Helsing with Hugh Jackman, right?
Okay.
That one's very just like he just sounded like he was in like a theater,
Yeah.
like the way he talked, and it was just a lot. It was very strange.
You know, there was, in terms of Frankenstein, wasn't the Frankenstein monster in Penny Dreadful?
I don't know.
No.
That one I don't know.
It wasn't?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So none of us
oh my
watched it.
god, none of
Alright.
us are gonna mention the absolute worst one is actually the I Frankenstein. Where
Oh,
he's like,
God.
Oh God, I forgot.
it's
about
like
that.
Yeah,
let's make
with Aaron Eckhart.
let's make Frankenstein fuckable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We just-
He's got stitches and abs.
We're all about
Don't-
making things fun.
Don't look at me. I'm so ugly. He has like one of those hot eye scars and sweet abs, and he's just like gray.
Speaking of sweet abs, Kenneth Branagh got some sweet abs in this Mary Shelley's Frankenstein.
He was on some good shit.
Yeah, he was.
That good shit.
Oh, look at how they wrote November 4th. They wrote
Fourth.
4th. Fourta, because it's Frankenstein. Sorry, back to Vincent. So
Oh,
he
yes.
went to Yale.
Yeah, no, but I thought that was super interesting. And then like, cause his first, I have it like written down. His first horror movie wasn't like the first movie he was in, obviously. It's
He was a
called-
handsome actor.
He was.
He was.
He definitely was. He wrote for when
I
he
would
went
like
to Yale.
to have
he,
sex with you now.
I'd be like, okay. Like, when he worked at or when he went to Yale, he worked on the campus humor magazine, the Yale Record, because he's funny. And then his first character actor debut was Service Deluxe, which is 1938. And then he actually his venture into horror was in 1939 in Tower of London. And then the next year, 1940, portrayed the title character in Invisible Man Returns,
Mm.
Yep.
which he, of course,
Yeah.
reprised his role in a vocal cameo in Abbott and Costello Meet
Yeah,
Frankenstein,
which is a
was
great ending
amazing.
for that movie.
Yeah.
But he's not in Abbott and Costello Meet the Invisible Man.
No.
No.
Yeah.
Which is just like, guys, get it together.
Yeah. Like, why wouldn't you go for the obvious?
Pat just pulled up his IMDb, and
Yes.
my God, Vincent Price is so
It is
handsome.
He
quite a
was.
selection.
So handsome.
Yeah.
But can we please talk about Egghead?
Oh, yeah, let's
know.
talk about it.
Yeah.
Let's talk
Oh my
about it.
God.
Absolutely.
Because he's my favorite Batman villain just because it's Vincent Price, and it was only for the show. Like there wasn't a comic book.
Nope.
Good
no.
Lord.
But there's a story behind how like God damn it, help me out, RJ.
I think he's a
About
genius.
How he got the role or whatever.
Oh, how he got the role?
As
I don't know
Egghead?
this. No.
Oh, shit. Oh man, I actually forgot it, and I didn't even think we would get into Egghead. I just thought of it.
But I would also like to give special mention when we're talking about Batman villains to Victor Buono as King Tut,
Yes.
Oh
who
yes,
was amazing
He's
in it.
so good.
Another wonderful horror actor.
Yeah.
Have you seen what's the movie where he's the butcher? Oh God, there's a Victor Buono movie where he's a butcher and it's
What?
terror and it's one of those. Oh, it turns out to be people. That deal. Oh, but he's wonderful.
No, it's Soylent Green.
no.
No.
It's bad.
Yeah,
Um,
I figured,
but it's good. He's also, I mean, he's
He's such a good actor.
yeah.
But like, I can't wrap my head around that.
The Mad Butcher is the name of it.
Oh,
thank
there you
you.
there you go.
Yeah.
Look up Around the Bend. I want to watch that trailer again. And this is the great egg fight, of
Yeah,
course.
so there was how many episodes was Vincent Price in the Batman series?
Only
He
a
had to be in a
few,
couple,
only a
right?
handful, yeah.
Maybe like 6 or 8.
Yeah.
And of course, to circle back, a nice callback to Ethel Merman. She played Lola Lasagna in a few episodes.
Oh my God.
In the horse racing episode, where Batman's horse is named Wainbow. It's the name of the horse.
Wainbow?
Wainbow. And it's spelled Beau.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I love the. We're watching a slow motion video of Robin smashing a carton of eggs over
Yeah.
Vincent Price's head.
Excellent. This radar egg will explode. You know who was terrifying in this? Do you remember? Was it Two-Face? I think it was like False Face. He
I
wore
don't
those
remember it,
weird
Two-Face.
masks.
in the Batman show.
Yeah, he
I
was a
don't
Batman
remember
villain.
that.
at all.
Oh,
Yeah, I don't remember that villain.
let's see. False Face. Yeah, look, bring up those pictures.
True or false face?
True or false? Oh, that is creepy.
And he would always take off those masks, revealing another mask, so nobody knew what he looked like. And as a kid,
Why don't I remember this?
That's
because
terrifying.
it's probably just one episode.
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
that doesn't.
Also, I
don't
will
remember
say
this at
the
all.
newer Batman, they did a Batman 66 animated movie
Yeah.
like a year ago.
With they had the Adam West and
Mark Hamill, I think, is the
Joker.
Joker.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Wasn't
Maybe
somebody
not.
big
Maybe I'm getting
played
confused.
Two Face? Wasn't Shatner or somebody played
Yes,
Two Face?
Shatner, yeah. And then Adam West and
Burt
Burt
Ward.
it's hilarious.
Really?
Yeah, it's really
I
good.
haven't
Look
watched
at
it yet.
False
Did you
Face.
see
Look
it?
at how terrifying.
I haven't seen it yet. They made 2. They got to make 2 of those movies, animated movies
Before Adam West passed
Adam West
away.
passed, yeah.
Oh, we'll have to pick those up, Drew.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, that is
Yeah.
scary.
Especially as a child.
Oh, I used to watch the Batman series, and then Green Hornet would follow.
I loved Green Hornet.
Me too.
Bruce
I love
Kato.
treat Bruce Lee like a bitch.
Yeah.
That's
it.
balls.
That is.
What are you, the most incredible martial artist? Okay, how about you drive my car? Fuck you. Look. Yeah. he always has a
Oh my
false face.
God, what?
False face.
False Face. If you guys listening, Google, go to YouTube, look up False Face, Batman villains from,
So back to Vincent.
back to Vincent.
two movies I loved: Theater of Blood,
Yeah.
where he's a Shakespearean actor. Oh,
Mhm.
gee, this premise sounds familiar. And he gets a bad review from these critics, and he decides to kill them in increasingly elaborate ways.
What is the God? What is the movie where he plays an actor who has he has like a series of movies about like this killer who rides, I think he rides horseback, where he has like face paint on, and it starts with a party, like he's like, oh yes, the next installment of this film will be the scariest.
You must be thinking of Around the Bend with Christopher Walken,
Roll that videotape.
Michael Caine.
God no.
That one was so good.
Well, he also
because he's playing as an actor who plays as a killer in these horror movies.
yes.
And the name just slipped my mind.
And
Damn
we
it.
were talking yesterday about how The Raven is horrible, right?
The Raven is that's another Roger
It's-
Corman film.
Micah
Yes,
got
because
so
he's
mad
like-
at me because I said that because I was rewatching it when I was at work yesterday morning. I really hope nobody from work is listening, but it's a Saturday, no one cares. But I was just watching it and I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Like I watched it when I was little, and then you put it on the other night, but I passed out.
Yeah.
It's
and so I watched it.
disrespectful to Poe,
Oh my god.
Uh,
Oh my god. Yes.
but because it has really nothing to do with.
No.
No.
But also on YouTube is Vincent Price doing a stage reading of The Raven.
Which is amazing.
So
Yes.
much better.
Oh my
And
God.
you know who does a touring version of it now?
Who?
John Aston.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Well, that the reading that he does for the Raven, we actually we play that around October every year just to kind of pump us up for Halloween.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we're weird.
Yes.
Yeah. Or I guess in this case, in this room, normal.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, like him reading his voice.
It
It is,
well, that's
like,
why he
great.
did so well as a voice actor too.
But,
His voice is like butter rolling off a hot biscuit.
Yes.
yeah.
My God.
And the opposite of that is Peter Lorre.
Yeah.
So when,
me to be stuck like this?
what's the movie that they're in? It's a same in the line of those Poe films. Is it the cat? Something to do with the
Uh,
cat? They do it. They have this wine tasting scene.
Yeah.
And it's the craziest thing. Vincent Price is playing this wine taster. He's like a connoisseur of wine. And he has this elaborate wine tasting.
Oh, it's like the third thing that came up. Wine tasting contest, Tales of Terror.
Tales of Terror.
Tales of Terror.
Yes, okay. So it's like a couple
Oh.
shorts of
Oh
Pat
my
just starts
God.
laughing.
One of the greatest horror sequels ever is Happy Death Day to You,
That's
Eugene.
awful.
You could
That
suck
is
on
awful.
it. That
No,
movie's
you can
so
suck on
good.
it. Yeah, so good. They're not going to make another one.
You know what? Just because
Yeah,
it didn't make
that
one.
was so good,
okay?
and it made
Anyway,
nothing.
Here we
we
go.
are.
Is this the
It
wine
sucked.
tasting?
It looks
So
like
Peter Lorre is a drunk and his wife hates him.
He's always a drunk.
yeah, well,
Yeah.
he's got, bug eyes.
He's
Yeah.
short and fat.
I mean, he liked the milk in the Raven.
And it's so incredible to go back and see how much Ren from Ren and Stimpy is like, oh, yeah, that's just a Peter
Yes.
Lorre impression.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Never made that connection.
Which I hate that story about the creator of Ren and Stimpy.
What a horrible, yeah.
What a
Way to
piece-
ruin
yeah.
everything.
What a piece of
Yeah.
shit, dude.
Yeah. Including this podcast.
Yeah.
Also, how the brain of Pinky and the Brain is just Orson Welles.
I
Yes.
love that.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's actually great.
Can we skip it? Where's the wine tasting? Are we on this? Oh, damn it.
Oh shit.
And I think Vincent Price ends up sidling up with his wife.
Oh,
But it's based on,
Vincent
on
Price.
If you
Poe's
had the
short
choice
stories.
of two.
Really?
Yeah. So,
Well, Vincent Price is Mr. Steal Your Girl, and I guess
Yes.
maybe Mr. Steal Your Man too.
yes,
I don't know.
will steal you as well.
now did Vincent
Fair-
Price ever make a movie or was on screen clean shaven without the mustache?
Okay,
Because he's always had the
always had a
mustache
beard,
or the
mustache.
beard or the goatee or sideburns.
Mm.
But has he ever been on screen without any facial hair?
Wow.
That would look really weird.
I don't.
I
Yeah.
don't know. I don't
I mean,
remember
I'm sure-
ever
there's
seeing him
certainly
without facial hair.
pictures.
Because
Oh, what
Edward.
movie
Oh,
is-
wait a minute. What's that?
That is
Ooh.
I mean, he's got a
That's
5
hot.
o'clock shadow there.
the House of
Oh.
Usher. That's what
That
is.
is
Yeah.
Follow the House of Usher.
Yes, where he plays a man who suffers from an acuteness of the senses.
Did he
So
have
you
one
have
in
to take your
Edward
shoes off
Scissorhands?
when you're walking in the house.
What?
Did he have one in Edward
Yes,
Edward
I think he had a
Scissorhands?
little
Yes.
gray
I
one.
think
He did,
so,
he did.
yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna.
Yeah.
Edward Scissorhands was his last film, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
Okay.
he clearly like looks at the camera like I'm dying
Yeah. Well, that's what I was just
Right
reading.
now.
They wanted him in more, but everything like his emphysema and Parkinson's were so
Yeah.
bad that they
Yeah.
could only do the 2
Incredible.
scenes with
That's
him.
like, you know, that last Johnny Cash album where you can hear the guy dying.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
man, yeah.
I mean, didn't he do the video for "Hurt" in a chair?
yeah.
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 The part where he pours the wine out made me sad.
Yeah.
He's just shaking it everywhere.
God,
Yeah.
Vincent Price could get it. Good
He's a handsome.
Lord.
Well, was a
Oh, yeah.
handsome
Oh,
dude,
good to
man.
see you.
And he aged pretty well too.
He like fine.
Like he still
wine.
had, yeah.
Nothing like a black and white photo of Vincent Price for you to question your sexuality.
I want to sleep with you, so we must first get married. But yeah, House of Usher is
Okay.
great. Another
Yeah,
one that
yeah.
kind of it doesn't follow the story.
Pat,
But
you
yeah,
gotta
and
stop.
most
You're
of,
doing
the,
things
most of,
to me
most
right
of
now.
the Poe adaptations didn't follow the story.
Drew's
No.
getting moist.
Oh, I don't say that.
Just getting dank.
I think he was in the House of Usher. He was.
getting squishy and mushy.
Oh, here we go.
Oh.
I don't want to
Yeah.
talk anymore.
Oh, wow! Look at those! What
Those
a
are
collection!
some-
What a menagerie!
Menagerie of mustaches.
Yeah, it's adorable. They look like little
Clark
feet for
Gable.
his nose. But
Are
to
there
be
any? Do you know any good like crazy Hollywood, old Hollywood stories of Vincent Price? Because I know you've told once to me about like the shit sandwiches.
Charles Lawton. The
yeah.
shitting
Sandwiches.
Yeah, Charles Lawton.
Old Hollywood
I
is
gotta hear
fucking
this. I gotta hear
bonkers.
this.
Yeah, he got a guy would get I guess paid a prostitute, young boy, well, young, but whatever, to shit. And in the bathroom, I guess in a bucket or something.
Okay.
And then Charles Lawton went in and then came back out with a sandwich and ate it.
So he
When life gives
wait a minute.
you
He went
shit,
in there and
you make
with
a
bread.
sandwich.
And made the sandwich.
And made the sandwich with
like
the
a
shit and
gentleman
ate
made
it.
the yes. And of course, Charles Lawton is in the wonderful Hunchback. He's the
Ah,
Hunchback.
yes.
Yeah.
Sanctuary shit sandwich.
Bring my bell.
But those are all those stories are in. There's a series of books called Hollywood to Babylon.
yeah,
Ooh, there's some good tales.
really.
Yeah. My favorite ever is that, and I read it in an interview, which was just crazy, that Cesar Romero
I knew you were gonna tell this story.
claimed to have blown allegedly, because I know this is an avid listenership by those who own the estate of Cesar Romero. Allegedly, Cesar Romero claimed to have blown Desi Arnaz.
Come on.
Yeah. First of all, I know I've heard from multiple sources that Desi would just have sex with anything.
Anybody?
Yeah.
Yes, but
Those were
Lucy
the
loved him no
times.
matter what.
Wow.
AIDS wasn't a thing yet.
No, not yet.
Yeah.
I mean, look at that
I
face.
mean, as long as his hair's
Babalu.
on point.
Yeah. Look at Cuban Pete.
Desi fucked.
Yeah, ba-boom,
Oh,
ba-boom,
Desi
ba-boom.
fucked
But Cesar
everybody.
Romero claimed it wasn't a gay thing. It was just like men admiring other men.
What?
Yeah.
He said it was out of
Right.
respect,
Out
right?
of respect.
Out
I
of
respect you as
so
an
much. I'm
actor.
gonna blow
But I also
you.
think about, about like Mick Jagger and David Bowie.
Yeah.
The shower
You
time.
can suspect it,
Yeah, but like,
Yeah.
but also, if you're Mick Jagger, like, who else is on your level? You know, who else
right.
gonna fuck
You're
with David
right.
Bowie? Like, what is the
There's
Anne Murray? Not gonna have sex with Anne Murray.
There's a David Bowie story of this 18-year-old that lost her virginity to him, and like he drew like a bath for her, filled like lavender oils in it. And David Bowie, I guess the whole time was wearing this kimono with like huge shoulder pads, like Green Ranger style shit.
Oh wow.
And like David Bowie's like, go ahead, you clean up, relax. And he was like rubbing her shoulders and lit like all this like myrrh and stuff and put on
Myrrh.
yeah,
Frankincense.
it was like the chunks of myrrh that they would use like in like, you know, for like the sensors and
Oh
church.
yeah, yeah.
He was burning those in like these very elaborate like brass burners, I guess they are, whatever. And he put on some weird like music in the background.
Some Gregorian
Like,
chants.
it wasn't like, yeah, it was like chanting. And he like slowly like undressed the kimono and like got in the bathtub. Kimono.
We've talked about this.
We did. Kimono on a Leia.
Oh,
Um,
God.
And slunk into the bath.
Yes, all like 6'7" of 90 pounds slender David Bowie just slid in this bathtub and then went straight across, stared her in the eyes the whole time, and just slowly crept up to her through the water and just inserted and held it there like forever and goes, now we begin. and just plowed her and took her virginity.
Wow.
Yeah.
I feel like he'd be really bad at back massages.
With his
The
long,
bony fingers?
painterly
Yeah.
bony
Yeah,
fingers.
And I don't think he'd have, like,
Nosferatu
the
massage. But I heard Vincent Price did have a daughter, Victoria,
Mhm.
who's alive.
Yes.
Really?
And yes, he seemed to have bisexual tendencies from what I'm
Well,
gathering.
she's a
Okay.
lesbian.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Didn't
Although I don't think
everybody
it's
in Hollywood
genetic.
have bisexual
No,
tendencies?
I know, but I'm saying-
Everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like the thing to do.
And
Exa-
he
it
was
wasn't-
also
yeah.
like one of the foremost art collectors in North America.
Yep.
Oh,
He
wow.
wasn't just like rich and bought art. He was like very serious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's
And
what-
made
he's an art
wonderful,
historian. Like,
wonderful cookbooks.
hmm He also wrote art history books too.
Did he
Yes.
really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
I
Well-
pitched a show and we could not get it made for really copyright logistical reasons, but it was cooking with dead celebrities in each
Oh.
episode. There's so many dead celebrity like Conway Twitty's
Yes.
Twitty Burgers. You're like, what the fuck? And B. Arthur has some
Wow.
like margarine meatloaf shit. It
Oh,
looks terrible. You know
God.
those old ass 70s
Yeah.
recipes? Like, the fuck?
B. Arthur. Oh my God. What a gem.
Yeah.
It's real quick. I know that we're really getting to the wrestling thing, but I love RJ's finisher is he removes his knee pad to reveal another knee pad, which is B. Arthur's face, and he delivers a devastating knee to your face called
Knee Arthur. But can I briefly dish the dirt on B? Because I don't know if you've discussed it.
course.
So many
Oh,
people
there
don't
we
know
go.
this, and it's weird. B. Arthur, as I was explaining to your friend
To your
last
girlfriend?
night,
Yeah.
B. Arthur hated Betty White.
Yeah.
Yes.
And thought she was full of shit and a phony and blah, blah, blah. And this story is on YouTube and it's told by Rue McClanahan at
my
B's
God.
memorial. So it's coming out of Rue's mouth. So this ain't
Wow.
some weird rumor
Okay.
shit. Rue's husband ran into B years and years later and said, "Oh my God, hey, like I'm Rue's husband, and
Yeah.
you know she had such a good time with you." And B said, "Rue, I love. Betty is a cunt."
Wow.
Yeah,
God, I love
oh
her.
my God.
So-
Because that would be me, like
Was
petty till the
Betty-
end.
yeah.
Was
I'm into
Betty
it.
at the memorial?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I would assume no.
Hmm.
Okay.
Usually, you don't call someone a cunt while they're in the room.
Mhm.
It would be the best, you
It
know.
was almost like a rivalry, like Joan Crawford and
it wasn't though. It was just
no?
B hating.
B just
Betty.
hated
just
her.
hated her
Yeah.
for no apparent reason.
B seemed like the type of person that would just hate you just by like something so little.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Really?
I hate the way they chew.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have a few of those.
I hate the way your
He
eyebrows
exalts
arch.
me.
But I would probably like if I were Betty, I would have shown up to her memorial in like some bright, flowy, like
I'm
pastel.
still
like,
alive.
hey everyone, outlived you, bitch. Like,
Oh, wow.
Yeah, right?
Wow.
yeah, I'd be into it.
Yeah.
Uh,
Be real catty.
I'm just you mentioned B. Arthur and I cut you off there.
Yeah.
Keep going.
About what? What are we talking? No, that's it. That's all I
That's
had.
it.
That
was it.
I wanted to mention another movie. I'm just going to throw out movies. People like to watch them. It's not really a horror movie.
This podcast today has been like 20% horror.
Yeah. It kind
Yeah.
of is. I mean, I don't know what you. It's more of a psychological whatever as opposed to like straight horror. It's called Enemy. It has Jake Gyllenhaal in it, and he encounters his double. It's
Huh.
super like long and dry and intellectual, but it's creepy.
I
It's
don't
also
I don't like Jake Gyllenhaal.
Jake
I don't like
Gyllenhaal does
Jake
creepy
Gyllenhaal.
really well.
He
Yeah.
does.
He does do
Okay.
he makes
creepy
good
really
choices.
well.
I mean,
Did you
look
watch
at the
the
Yeah.
new Netflix one that he did with like the art stuff?
Velvet.
yeah, Velvet.
Red Velvet,
Sunshine, Velvet,
Blue Velvet.
Black Velvet.
Maybe.
Velvet
This
Sky.
is just a bunch of
Velvet,
white trash women
Velvet
doing karaoke.
Buzzsaw.
Yes, Velvet
That's what it
Buzzsaw. That
was.
was it.
Yes.
It actually like I heard mixed reviews. It looked very strange and I was intrigued. But
Which was the movie? Didn't he do the movie with fuck, I forgot the name of it already. He was like a creepy, like not reporter,
Nightcrawler.
Nightcrawler.
Yeah, Nightcrawler.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
He was-
Yeah.
crazy creepy in that.
he was also great in Zodiac.
Yeah.
I thought he was
Yeah, yeah.
fantastic as like that journalist.
You would
I
think
feel.
that with Jake Gyllenhaal and I mean to a lesser degree Maggie Gyllenhaal that they would be like shitty actors because they were like I guess they were born in LA, they were raised in
Oh,
LA.
yeah. So it's just
You know,
like
parents
they're just
had money,
getting
all
parts
that.
because-
It was almost
Yeah.
like they were getting into acting just like as a hobby.
Yeah.
Like
But
Will
he's like
Smith's kids.
really good. He's like
Yeah.
a really good actor.
He also just makes good choices, like
Yeah.
picks good
Yeah.
films.
yeah.
Well,
Well, the first thing I saw him in was Donnie Darko,
yeah, he
Yeah.
killed it in that.
and then
Every
Bubble Boy.
teenager
Well,
saw him as Donnie
yeah.
Darko.
Another one I want to mention that's well, tell me if you consider this horror.
What's
1
that?
hour photo with Robin
That's
Williams.
horror.
Yeah.
Oh, God,
okay.
yeah.
That's
That's
good.
horror,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
A 1 hour photo
Yeah.
is Robin Williams
That
playing
was so
Creep.
good. So
Creepy
good.
is
He does
amazing.
it so well.
Yeah, he had
Did it
range.
so well.
Like first, I thought Robin Williams was hilarious, but he had so much fucking range. Like
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
it showed in like Good Will Hunting.
Mhm.
Yep.
But my personal favorite 1 hour photo was great.
Yeah.
But like,
The
oh
other
my
one?
god, the part where he has the knife and he's
get
like,
on the
he's-
bed.
God, no,
Yeah.
no, put your mouth around it, not on it.
Yeah.
Like, oh my god.
That was, I think, that same year or 2 years he was because he was doing that
He
creepy
was
thing
in
with him in
Insomniac.
Insomnia. Yeah, with
Yeah.
Al Pacino.
Insomnia. Yeah.
Yeah.
Insomnia was
It
phenomenal.
was so good.
Oh,
so
You
good.
talk
Yeah.
about anxiety, the scene where he's chasing him
Mhm.
over the have you seen Insomnia,
Yes.
RJ?
Yeah, a
With
while.
when he's Al Pacino's running on the logs and
Yep.
he like kind of falls in between. Oh,
Yeah.
Another,
I don't know why he didn't like pursue like those roles more after those two roles.
they
'cause it's
pay
like he
less.
stopped.
Yeah.
They pay
Oh,
way
yeah.
less.
Oh.
yeah.
It's easier to rub the lamp. So much easier to.
To do like RV.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Another movie that, God, it's unsettling if it's not horror. I'm sure it's not. The King of Comedy. Have you seen
I
it?
haven't seen that one.
You should just see it. Period. Horror or not, deserves to be seen. It's fucking creepy.
Really?
That's with
Jerry
De Niro,
Lewis,
right?
De Niro,
Yeah.
Jerry Lewis, and Sandra Bernhard
Mhm.
in her fucking crazy. It's like her first movie, and she's like 10 out of
Mhm.
10 crazy, and directed by Scorsese.
Yep.
It's probably, other than Goodfellas, like his best movie.
Yeah.
Um,
That was for the new
Yeah.
Joker movie. They kind of took
Yes.
from this movie.
really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, kind of like similar plot line almost.
And one of De
Um,
Niro's best because he's totally
yeah.
different. He's a total schlub
Yep.
in this movie.
Mhm.
Jerry Lewis. Was he a piece of shit?
Yeah.
Okay.
A lot of people
Genius,
have said that.
fantastic, like innovator of film and comedy and whatever. Also a piece of shit.
Okay.
Also, but in a way where I cannot look away.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So speaking of, I know you were gifted a jacket by David Arquette.
Ah, yes.
Oh yeah.
I was
he talked about
also recently gifted a jacket by David Arquette, one that was custom made for and worn by Jerry Lewis.
I
you
saw
serious?
that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's
And
awesome.
it says made for Jerry Lewis on the inside, and it's like meticulously designed. And David has one too, so we're now starting a Jerry Lewis jacket club.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's very prestigious club.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Very exclusive.
Yeah, there's two of you. Yeah, the David Arquette jacket is awesome. The
Tripper?
the Tripper.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you so much for that, man.
Well,
For-
thank I didn't. I was like, hey, my friend likes this movie, and then he just went into his rummage through his closet, and you heard classic trash can banging and a cat screeching, and a bowling ball comes out, and he's like, give him this. I'm like, okay, what is this? And it was that jacket.
how did everything start with you and David Arquette? It was just through Twitter, right?
Yeah, we had a mutual friend who was told David you need to follow this guy wrestling and things and whatever, and then it turned out we did speak, generally speaking, the same language, and then I just started
Says
shitting
a
on
lot.
him. And so I've collected them all. It's at the top of my Twitter page. So you
Really?
can follow along the
Nice,
anthology
nice.
of tweets.
So it started with then it started with a Twitter war. Did you guys do coffee first?
We had coffee and underwear in New Orleans. It was the first time I met him.
Yeah.
And then it blew up from there. And we ended up wrestling last July in Hollywood.
Yeah.
And then we ended up teaming, and I now can't get rid of him. And we're undefeated despite my best efforts.
Is it one of those you guys lose, we can't team up ever again kind
Well,
of
the
thing?
agreement was if I kept teaming with him, he would get me on a talk show. And as of press time, I have not been on a fucking talk show.
He's
Oh,
just
no.
holding
But
out.
I'm a big fan of his father was an actor.
Yes.
Yeah.
And his grandfather was an actor.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And his great grandparents were in vaudeville.
Really?
Yeah, in the Jewish theater.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's fascinating.
And a turn of what the hell is RJ's life? He just whenever he comes over, he always has some interesting, weird stories that
But I
don't
just-
make
Yeah.
any sense.
I
But I'm
love
just
how
like,
they just
okay.
they just
But hey, it's
roll
Hollywood.
off your tongue. You're like, so Paul Rubens picked me up from the airport and asked me if I had anything nice to wear. Next thing you know, I'm at Zsa Zsa Gabor's house.
Oh, that was a fun party. party of Jajas.
it makes absolutely no sense then. So the one day he comes over and he's just like, yeah, so RJ and I are, or not RJ, David Arquette and I are wrestling together, and we're like, what?
And I gave him a
What?
black eye with the Arthur.
Yes.
Well, you should
and-
learn how to work.
Get your hands up, kid. It's fake, you know.
And I just, whoa, you're just telling
Yeah, I
everyone
know,
nowadays.
I know.
Wrestling is real.
It's so weird how many people come to the shows, like when we like do the signings before the show and like get them to sign Scream shit,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
have been getting like all the casts to sign stuff.
I
That's
saw
awesome.
his I
Interesting.
saw his new tights. He has Ghostface on the side
He
of
has
his
Oh, does
Ghostface
he?
and
Yeah.
a tarantula on it,
for
Nice,
Eight-Legged
arachnophobia.
Freaks.
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
awesome.
and
yeah,
I'm
Freaks.
mortified of spiders.
Are you-
They're not my fucking bag at all.
Did he get you spider tights?
No, I
Okay.
will not be participating.
He should get you spider tights.
They just the fucking
crawling,
concept.
just a bunch of spiders
freaks me the
crawling
fuck
out of
out.
your asshole.
Yes.
So that's the reason I can't get a tarantulas, because RJ would never come over.
No,
again.
There we go.
Never. Certainly not make coffee in my. I'm terrified enough of the
bearded
iguana,
dragon.
Beardo, whatever it is.
We did coffee in our outdoor, because that's RJ's bag every Sunday, and when he does it at our place, we bring our bearded dragon out, and he's just incredibly uncomfortable.
But you call it the
entire
buffalo,
time.
the Buffalo Zoo.
Buffalo
Yes.
Zoo.
All we have is a Shiba Inu and a bearded dragon to pull out.
But
But very
an exotic dog and
Yeah.
you know, an
Yeah,
exotic
actually,
pet.
yeah.
I
So.
just don't try. I can't get a good read on that.
But
Dragon.
our lizard, I reached in and he has one eye. He lost it in the war.
wow.
And I reached my finger in and it just lunged up to take a bite of it. And RJ like just jumps and turns. He's like, what the fuck? Close it, put it away. But you weren't like acting.
No, yeah, I just you know, I respect nature enough to know that like I don't belong with it.
Yeah.
You know, like you don't. I'm fucking adding nothing to this thing's life.
Yeah, that's pretty right.
Yeah.
Right there.
Good God, we try. So back on David Arquette. I'm
Yeah.
actually I'm calling him out. Calling him out right now. I want David Arquette on the Terror Trio podcast.
Okay,
Oh
I'll
my
see
God.
what I'll
I
send him
want-
a message.
I want to talk about the Tripper.
If you want to talk about the Tripper, I'm sure he would love to.
Yeah,
talk
I
about it.
really want
I-
to. I want to pick his brain about the Tripper. I think this was a 2006. I think the Tripper came out,
Something like
Don't
that.
look at me.
Yeah,
I just team with the guy.
which is a phenomenal slasher flick about a Ronald Reagan killer going through the woods at a hippie festival that's ran by Paul Rubens, Pee Wee
Mhm.
Herman.
Oh, Paul.
Yeah, he's has his wardrobe in it. It's amazing. And it follows a group of the hippies, which is like Jason Mewes, this other nerdy kid who pops up in a lot of shit at the time, a lot of those teen coming of age movies, a few other ones, but it's kind of acid trippy. But like a bunch of hippies get killed, and Thomas Jane is the
Mhm.
sheriff trying to be like, we got to shut this festival down, kind of thing. There's an awesome scene where to avoid the killer, Paul Rubens crawls into a porta potty, like
Oh
in
my
the
God.
shitter. Yeah,
It's so bad.
the Tripper's really good.
It is. It's actually the first time I watched it was like a couple months ago, and we borrowed it from Eugene, because
Yeah?
I'm like,
Yeah,
I've
thank you
never
for that,
seen
man.
this movie.
I forget.
I know. I think I'm one of the only people in Western New York that owns this movie.
Probably.
So David Arquette wrote, directed, and produced this movie,
yeah.
and he also stars in it. He plays a backwoods hillbilly who kind of harasses some of the hippies who are just trying to have a good time and have sex.
I wonder why this is the only horror movie he made, though. Like in
don't know.
terms of producing, directing, writing, like
Actually,
more
if
after
I may
this?
plug, and maybe Pat can look it up.
Around the bend, please.
Around the bend.
Just made a new movie. They just finished filming it. It's a horror. They filmed it in Nebraska or Arkansas or something.
That sounds scary enough.
And Mick Foley's in it.
Hey.
Oh, okay.
And it's about
okay.
this group of nurses who try to run like an organ harvesting.
Ooh.
Is it?
You know what I thought?
Maybe try like David Arquette, Mick Foley.
there were a series of tweets a couple months back where David Arquette said something about making a movie just so he can get Mick Foley in it or something, and then
I
he
saw
had
that.
to throw something out about, hey, I just don't want to misconstrue that the only reason that I'm wrestling right now is to get these guys, you
Yeah.
know, and say that I've directed them in a movie and helped out their careers.
12-hour
shift, yeah.
Yeah,
That sounds amazing.
That sounds really good. Is
And
this?
Mick is a gem.
Do you, yeah, you've
I
had-
opened for him. For his
I was
one-man
just gonna bring
show,
that up. Yeah.
which is a hoot.
Did you have like 5 minutes to kill up there, or That was here in
Yeah,
Buffalo.
like
That
5
was
or 10. Yeah, we did the Helium, whatever it was.
Yeah,
Helium
here in-
Lounge.
here in
or
Buffalo,
whatever.
New
Comedy
York.
Club.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so if you went and saw Mick Foley, chances
And then
are you
That was
saw
when he
and
was
then-
here recently, right? A few months ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was doing his 20 years of Hell in a Cell. I fell off a roof, and here's the story.
Here's my bit.
And then he called me back out, and we reenacted our promo we did at a wrestling show years ago where we sang Broadway songs to each other. He's a big Broadway guy. Likes
That's
Oliver.
awesome.
Does
Wow.
he?
Yeah.
Nice. Of course, back
Oliver
in
and roller coasters.
back as like a teenager, being like a hardcore wrestling fan, like ECW and stuff like that. I read his books,
Yeah.
and like good God, man, like dude's he's like too smart to be in wrestling.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
a mistake.
Yeah,
It was a
but
mistake.
he could he had that pear-shaped body where he could just bump on anything.
Yep.
And got paid to do it.
Yeah. Used what God gave him.
So, wide hips,
Yeah.
wide
Nice
child.
wide
Low center of
birthing
gravity.
guy. Oh my god! But no, that actually 12-hour shift. That sounds great. It comes out in 2020. It looks like.
Yeah.
I'm guessing that's not
They
going to get.
just finished filming it.
Is it
Oh,
going to get a
nice.
theatrical release?
How
Probably
do
not.
I know?
Because
What
you're.
resources do I have?
I
Does
imagine-
anything get a
You're
theatrical
the one
Look,
that's
man.
plugging it.
Like, there's like 3
Erica
Marvel
talks
movies a
to you
year
all
that are in
the
the
time.
movies, and then everything else is on like, oh, you can get it on
Netflix,
Streamfest.
yeah.
Pay $3 a week.
Yeah, Shutter. It'll be released.
It'll be on Shudder.
Shutter.
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 That's a great service.
It really
truly
is. Have you watched the Joe Bob's Last Drive-In yet?
No, but I hear there's a writer I'm friends with who tweets about it all the time.
It's
so good.
incredible.
So
dude.
good.
He's, but I mean, he's changed our viewpoints on a couple movies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
but Chad, he ruined Chad
He
for
ruined
us.
Chud for us. Yeah.
For the best of that movie shit.
Yeah.
Well, like
So-
Joe Bob goes in so hard with like background stories, but he doesn't care if
Anecdotes.
he doesn't care if he shits on a story like
Yeah.
a movie. Yeah, like he's awesome.
You know what I
But-
really didn't like is the new Twilight Zone.
I've yet to watch it. I think we were
Yeah.
just
Not-
talking about it yesterday.
First of all, no episode, and not even the original Twilight Zone should be an hour.
Yeah.
They're
Oh, wow.
too long. The
Yeah.
season of the old Twilight Zone that was an hour is terrible.
Mhm.
And this is so like punch you in the face with the message.
Yeah.
I was like,
Oh,
I got it.
yeah.
But like for 30 minutes, I'd be like, cool, like good tight
Yeah.
story. This is just like, I don't have
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That sucks.
I was reading somewhere that a lot of people are unhappy about it because it's all
Agreed.
social commentary and no storytelling.
Which the old one was.
It
but
was.
it
but
touched on it.
Yes.
It
But it
didn't-
was more, yeah, it
face fuck
wasn't
you with it.
exactly.
Yeah.
It was just more subtle, like, hey, this is going on, but if you don't get it, you still enjoy it
Yeah.
entirely because it's
Yeah.
still a good story. Whereas
guess
nowadays,
the remake of the Fright 30,000 feet, the one with the plane with the monster. I guess
Yeah.
this new
Nightmare
episode
at
is
20,000 feet.
Yeah.
awful.
Pat-
Really?
awful.
That's what Pat was the one that was telling us about it. Pat
Mhm.
brought it up that it was what did you say, Pat? The monster was just dread. So there was
I'll buy that.
I know.
there was no physical monster. It was just
Yeah.
dread was the monster.
Well,
Adam Scott was the star of that one, right?
that's
Yeah.
a story that's been remade twice because it was in the Twilight Zone movie
Yes.
with John Lithgow.
Lithgow.
So good.
Yeah, I enjoy that a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
I think I
was
like that
good.
one better than the original with
I
Shatner.
do too. Yeah. The monster looks better.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
I'm
not
just
a
saying,
guy in a,
I'm
it's not a
just-
guy
I'm
in a
saying
gorilla
every-
In a
outfit.
wet
I think
gorilla
Lithgow-
outfit.
Yeah. I think Lithgow was better than Shatner though in the role.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's
Yeah.
yeah.
Goes without saying.
God, I love Shatner, but
Yeah.
John
Oh
Lithgow.
God, what, did we watch that together?
One.
There's a Shatner movie where he's on a plane. The
I
whole
think we
movie
did.
takes place on a plane.
We watched
It's a
part of
horror
it the one
movie,
night.
but it's one of those planes that they're traveling from a weird country and they have like some coffin with them.
Yeah.
And shit, and the back of the plane gets cold.
I
What?
It
think
sounds so insane.
this is either before Micah came back from the after party or maybe he was like asleep or something. But we watched
because
part
I showed
of
it to you. Yeah,
I
Because there's
remember
a horrible
watching part
death
of it.
scene too,
Yes.
What?
where he falls out of the plane.
I don't remember this, RJ.
Yeah.
What's it say? The horror at 70,000 feet?
I think it's at 37,000 feet.
37,000. I'm blind.
Yeah.
All right.
70,000 would be a bit excessive. You'd
It
be
came
like
out in
an outer space.
1973.
Oh God!
Wow.
I guess it was a shit show.
Yeah. It was wild. It was
Is this
wild
the
time.
death scene? Yes.
The horror, 37,000 feet. Is that the full movie? No, only 16 minutes. Looks like the
Amazing.
16 minutes.
Yeah. So that was a hoot. So I hope
Amazing.
everyone has been watching this with a pen and paper and writing down.
Write this down.
Yes, this is the film.
God.
Shatner, and there's like some unearthed spirit on the plane.
That stewardess outfit, though.
And it's one of
Yeah,
those
right.
giant planes
That's when
that
you
looks like a
could-
cruise ship.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's when you could pinch their ass and.
Turbulence.
Basically. Look
Go-go
out.
boots.
Yep.
I
Yeah, you-
love the movie Airplane.
That's
It's
a
great,
gem.
but have you
Yeah.
seen the original that it was based on? They bought the rights from, I think it's called Airport 77 or something.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was a good movie.
So
Is that
So
the
there's
actor
that-
from Barnaby Jones?
I
Over
think
on
so.
the- over
Is
in the
that,
corner
that's
there?
not Mia Farrow, just looks like her.
Kind of, yeah.
Oh, not close up.
So
Looks like
this is
Stephanie
all-
Weir close up.
Now, was this when Shatner started losing his hair and he started using the
Yeah,
hair
this
pieces?
is a piece.
Yeah, that's totally a piece.
Oh,
Look at that.
yes.
Woo.
Yeah, you know when he's just inexplicably changing styles.
yeah, he had some sweet.
Oh,
70s
that's
sideburns
his
there.
worst piece. His Boston Legal piece is good. I think that's his best one.
You're right.
that haircut's something to behold.
Damn it, that is. Look how cool he looks.
Yeah, that is such a hairpiece.
Just smirky.
Yeah.
Well, 'cause as he raises his eyebrows, his skin goes into his hair.
So Vincent Price, huh?
Yeah.
We knew what this was.
Oh no, absolutely. There'll be food.
Well, it's
drink,
been
and
fun.
What? See, we talked about the legend of
Beaver Dam.
Yeah.
Yeah. So guys, if you, after this, definitely
Legend of Beaver
look up-
Dam, Around the Bend,
Yeah.
Frankenstein Unbound,
Yes.
Hilarious House of Frightenstein,
Oh, definitely.
Egghead, False Face, and King Tut,
Yeah.
the Batman 66 animated movie,
Yeah.
Mhm.
the Enemy with Jake Gyllenhaal,
Yes.
the King of Comedy. Everyone, if I may just recommend one movie, it would be that
Just
one. Just one.
So not around
The Mad
bend.
Butcher with Victor Buono, Theater of Blood, both Dr. Phibes. And if anyone has any footage of Cesar Romero blowing Desi Arnaz, I'd be really interested in seeing it.
That's what it was. We didn't.
For research.
We went off track there. Was there any stories of Vincent Price in that book? Like
no.
anything like weird sexual stuff?
No, I mean, other
was
than I heard
discreet.
he was perhaps
Very discreet.
He was
but-
discreet.
Yeah. And that's, you got to tip your hat.
Oh,
Do
Yeah.
your sick shit
God
in your
bless
own
him for
time.
that.
That's
Close
right.
the door, draw
Yeah.
the curtains.
if
Don't get
that's-
caught in any
If
scandals.
that's your
Yeah.
thing, that's your thing.
Don't
Yeah.
be parading your shit Sam rigs around in public view.
He's in the hotel lobby licking his fingers.
Mm.
Imagine talking to him after that.
Oh,
No.
Charles, how's
No.
your sandwich? Shitty.
So delicious.
Yeah.
oh my god. Anywho, I don't know. I don't really have anything to add.
Oh, and also David Arquette's film, which will be coming out in 2020,
Yes.
starring.
Yeah, 12-hour
12-hour shift and the Go Watch the Tripper.
Yeah,
and
The
hopefully
Tripper
we
was
can
great.
get David on the line
Oh, absolutely! I would
or
love
here.
Yeah.
in person. That
Yeah.
would be pretty killer.
We would take him over RJ.
Yeah.
That's
so
fine.
I
Wow.
don't. So David, I don't want to wrestle you because that seems to be the thing now, where everyone wants to wrestle you and do ridiculous shit to you. I
Don't-
want to challenge you on
Listen,
the podcast.
he's not going to listen to this. I'm not gonna
I
say,
know,
I'm not
I
going to
know.
say,
Absolutely
here's the
not.
link, fast forward to the end.
I know. This is just for whatever. None of this matters.
Nothing matters.
Nothing.
all.
No.
We're
At
all
all.
gonna die.
RJ, anything you want to put over also other than all that shit?
We're all adults. You can Google me and figure out, like, follow what you like and don't. Like, I'm not going to tell you. Follow me at, because you don't have a pen on you.
Well, in that case, you could follow us at
Terror Trio Podcast on Instagram, Terror Trio Podcast at gmail.com, Terror Trio Cast on Twitter, Terror Trio Podcast on Facebook. I'm bored. And then we can do all the. You're listening to us already. You know where to listen.
we're on
Yeah.
all those platforms.
Everywhere.
Okay.
That's it.
All right.
That's all we got, man.
That's
I
all
don't have
we
anything
got?
for you. Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, on behalf of the Terror Trio, I'm Micah.
I'm Eugene.
I'm Drew.
And RJ, thanks for joining us. And there's a little thing that we like to say at the end here.
We don't like to say anything.
We
at the
don't
end.
say
like
that
to say
at all.
goodbye.
No.
Ah,
Never say
yeah,
that.
pretty
Ah.
good. Yes, and enjoy a fine shit sandwich.